Welcome back to Streets of Lavidia, Session 3, entitled Escape. Last session, the group went to have a fun gala at the museum, but wound up breaking windows and stealing treasures and being chased by the guard. In this current moment, we are going to begin the processions with the chase. So I just want to make sure that you understand the stage of the chase that we're in fully, and then not concerning yourself with the mechanical parts of how that's going to operate. You will then proceed to continue the chase sequence. So think more narratively and less mechanically about how this chase goes. I'll describe something to you, bounce off of that with your own ideas. We'll move forward with that, and then we'll determine what skill you'll be rolling for the skill challenge that we're engaging in. Okay. Um.
Okay.
So with that being the case, let me see here. My computer is being difficult in the current moment, but this first section of the chase um, will be taking place near to where you began. And the goal in your minds to get out of this situation that you ended up in is to get out of the high quarter, beyond the walls, and out into the merchant quarter, because that is more closely connected to your area, kind of in the south middle, and you need to get through and out before the very strong and engaged law enforcement are engaged, so that you can maneuver safely into this next beat with less people pursuing. The guard will chase you until they are not chasing you. So once you kind of get to that stage where once you get to that stage where you are kind of transitioning, and that lower degree is kind of set of the number of guards that are chasing you, the challenge will become easier for you. But if you fail the first stage, obviously the second portion of the challenge will be more difficult. You'll be moving into the next beat with more people on your tail. Now, to describe exactly where you are narratively, your group has splintered into two, well, three, counting the guy back at the museum, but two, and so much to say the ones that we have current. So, what that will mean is you'll be operating together, but technically separate. You're moving to the same location. For people who are on the rooftops, it's very difficult for you to descend in the high quarter without pausing and letting them kind of get around you above and below, and then basically just wait for you to climb in either direction and capture you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is not the place to descend because you're already at a height. Um, so what that means is you've gone to the same location, a place that was designated by you and the team, and everybody's out of spacing too. It just shifted it. Jonah and Kevin got swapped. Um, so fixed it, and then back to the point. You go to the meeting point, which is in the high quarter, to meet up with Moro, not for the drop, but to be taken where you need to go for the drop. So let's go ahead and just in the very next minute or two, don't go too far. Imagine that. Um, imagine that our boy. Why is my brain not working? Krungar. It's obviously Krungar rushes into, because you're on the base floor. You rush into the location. Moro is there. Look of face of like concern and panic because Kevin Moro will basically not know what's going on, having not been communicated with about the oncoming situation. Krungar runs to you, and then Krungar, you obviously had a reason to get him. He knows the city better than you. It's more likely the case that he's going to be able to get you somewhere where you need to go, right? So what does
Yeah.
Krungar say when he rushes into the meeting space to get Moro?
Uh, we're alone, right? Like I can just speak normally, and I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be like overheard.
yeah,
I'm gonna
we're
rush because I'm still being chased.
so yeah. I mean, like, just if you run in there and just start
Okay.
yelling at him, that's perfect. Like that would be a good beat. There's not anybody in there,
Uh,
so
we got the package. The others are also being chased. We got to move. They need to know where to go.
and Moro,
All right. Don't worry. I've got you covered. I got a plan.
he hops
Let's
up.
head out.
He
Yep. And I
hops
guess,
up, rushes out.
yep.
Krungar
Hop up, rush
behind.
out. All of a sudden, I don't look so old anymore once I start running because, like, normally I walk with my cane all the time, but when I'm running, I just like hold it in my hand and run just like a normal person. Or wait a minute, that sounded bad.
Not
Just like
well,
a person, yeah, just like
a
a person who didn't have
a
a,
less old
Yeah, I got
person.
you.
That's
yes,
fair.
yes, yeah. Oh
Okay.
well.
So with that, people up top, you see this happen. You wait kind of above, trying to keep an eye on the situation, and you would see that the guards on the rooftops are very much having a worse time of it than the guards on the ground. Okay, so now that we're collected and we're moving, just beat for beat, whoever just wants to elect first, tell me what you're doing. Be it thinking about situation, engaging the situation with a specific technique, or thinking about going like a separate route. Anything you can think of that would help you either lose or aggress farther than the chasers. What would you be thinking to do?
All right, I'll go if you're ready.
I'm always ready.
I missed last
I'm
session, so
never
you know.
ready. I've been trying to play
All right.
music for the last 10 minutes
And
and it has
don't
not
worry about it.
happened.
Don't worry about it.
Because I'm
All
like,
right.
where's
I
the
think
song?
what I would want to do is as I'm running with Krungar, I'm thinking of like what my knowledge is of that part of the city where they're climbing on the roofs and jumping on the roofs and stuff. And I'm trying to think of like how can I quickly get them off and into a safe area. So I think what I would want to do is kind of in my mind come up with like who I would contact to get that done. Like I have like contacts throughout the city.
Hmm.
People like usually like kids that are halflings or whatever, and see if I could get a hold of somebody. Actually, I'm not so sure if I have the spell message, that would be
So,
great.
well,
But actually,
you have a
maybe
call stone. You have a call stone.
yeah. Okay.
So
Oh, I have a call sign.
you're
Right.
basically rushing. You look back at Krungar. You're kind of moving up ahead. Shuffle through your pockets. You pull out the stone, and
Right.
you kind of like hit it. It vibrates in your hand. You call the person that you think would be the best person in the high quarter to kind of talk to. And what do you say? He's like, "Hello."
I say, all right. I've got a plan. This is what you got to do. This is Mara, of course. Now, what you need to do is get 4 kids, whichever ones are you can get ahead, get the quickest. And I want you to go to this street and that street, and you're going to be looking for some people jumping up on roofs and stuff. You're gonna wave to them, but you got to make sure they see it.
Okay.
So use a flare if you need to. They'll know what to look for. And
Okay.
then
As you're
I'm thinking,
running,
like, yeah, is this like a history thing? I'm using
well,
like
no,
my
no,
knowledge.
no. You're trying to talk to a specific person and get them to engage in a distraction, right?
Right, right,
That's the
right.
first step. So that in a very just generic kind of mechanical mentality, what you said in all of that was, I want to make a distraction to help us
Right.
get elude. But what he did is accurate. So just for those who are on you're in the next step, just pay attention to kind of how that was actuated. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is make a persuasion check. Now,
Okay.
on the part of the skill challenge, based on your description of what you're doing, I'm going to decide if, oh, that's light. That's a really good idea, and that's going to nail exactly what we need. DC low. That seems pretty generic and average. That's fine. DC normal. And if you're like, this idea is absolutely manic, and I don't know where it came from, and it's a very confusing like idea, but I'm gonna say go for it. DC high. So the better your description and the more like precise it is to the situation at hand, because after Kevin does this, I'm also going to say something about the chase, which you might want to react to for the next person, right?
Right.
With that being said, you're going to go ahead and roll. I don't have to tell you the DC. You could just decide
Right.
whether or not you felt you did good there or not. You did good.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just
in,
teasing, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. In general, you want things to be high, though, right? But
Sure,
not your
like me right
DCs,
now. I mean, what?
right?
Who are
All
you
right.
again? What are you doing in my house?
If I had it, if I had, I got a 6 for the people at home, and that's not good. But I also, if it was advantage, I got an 11. I don't know.
Bear with me here for a second, folks.
That's
Watching at home,
not
I mean.
the best roll. Oh, gosh, I must have rolled a 1 or really low. Doesn't say. Oh, I got to hit details. Gosh, they make you click another button here.
They
Oh,
always
okay.
do. They always do.
They always
He
make
rolled
you-
a 2.
Great, guys.
Yeah, you
All
rolled
right.
a 2, and then the 11 was a 7.
Yeah, not great. I have a. That's pretty sad, but oh well. You know what?
It
It's
do be
all a
like that.
story. It's a story, right?
True.
It's just a story.
Yeah.
Got it.
He called the
Just
wrong.
a
He called the
silly-
wrong number. He's like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you tried to call Jim Bean. This is Jim Bob.
great,
Oh, okay.
great point of order. So you're yelling this into it, and you hear a. You say borrow? No, you can't borrow all that. Click on the other side. As you don't get your point across very smoothly, and it definitely sounds like to the person on the other end, especially with the hour, they didn't really understand what you were saying. So you feel like that's not like a beneficial path to go. And Krungar, as you and him are running on the streets, you do see a point for the two of you to ascend upwards. It would definitely be harder to descend downwards because it's going in the way that you're going. If they were to try to descend to get to you, they'd have to backtrack. You see what I'm saying? So if you wish to join them on the roofs, you can, or you can remain grounded. And also, if you want to use that as the purpose of your skill check, you can also do that as well.
Uh,
More-
what do you want me to do, boss? We can get up top right there.
I'll stay down here. I think if we get up top, we're just getting into ourselves into trouble. We're gonna need to get those fools down. And he like affectionately calls you guys fools all the time. That's not like a dig.
Hurtful. No.
That's not.
Who you called a fool?
You guys have had verbal abuse for so long that you like it.
What if I break off and try to distract them? Do you need me to go with you? They haven't really spotted you yet.
All right. Go ahead. I'll try to make a call again. Go ahead. Just don't get yourself caught.
So are you joining up with the people on the roof, or are you splitting off
No.
on your own?
We're splitting up
I-
even more.
It might be bad to split
Yes.
off on your own.
I know.
No, I thought he was going up on the roof.
I'm gonna double back just a little bit and try to get the attention of the ones that are chasing us on foot and head in a different direction.
Okay. And then again, you can see the people on the roof for now in this beat, and you can see where Moro's going. If you kind of divert and not stay with one of those groups, I'm telling you, you will be folded out of the skill challenge. So, do you wish to ascend,
Okay.
or do you wish to chase after Moro?
I'll stay with Moro or chase
Okay.
after Moro then.
When you say folded out, do you mean like he'll
Well,
get
he
caught?
specifically said he was delaying himself to let the guards catch up with him, and then trying to stay on the street level and not keep up with you guys. So for me, that's literally the next time you'll see Krungar is you're bailing him out of jail. These are the only
Whoa.
things that can happen here.
Whoa.
And there
Fair
would have been
enough.
some engagement rolls, but similar to the DC for Moro, it would have probably not been great or fair to Krungar.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
I just wanted to tell
I thought it
him
might have been a good idea to take the heat away from Moro, but
you take the heat,
I'll
you're
just
getting
stick with him.
burned. That's what I'm saying. If you want,
They're not gonna catch me. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
What the fuck? But I am stopping and waiting for them to make sure that they focus on me and not Mora.
Yeah.
See,
That's
you're
how
giving them a
confident I
head
am.
start. It's not a wise process. Okay, so then we've got you sticking with Moro, but you're trying to effectively divert their attention from Moro at all. So go ahead and roll me a deception roll.
Oh yeah, I'm the best at decepting.
You got this.
Fortunately for you, it's a relatively low DC because you did mention something in your discretion there.
Hey.
They're not really on to you yet. And so as you kind of go, okay, and you're like, get the fuck out of the way, you stupid little halfling! And then you kind of rush around him and let him kind of exceed you as you kind of like wind through some spaces. And then you immediately catch up with him, just switching off the path for a bit. And you realize that it now looks like, or may look like to, the people chasing you, that you ran into a building for no reason. A halfling started running out and trying to call somebody, perhaps the police. And then you literally were trying to get them out of your way. So it may look like a totally different situation to them now. That's a success. Perfect. Okay, so for the rest of you, and that would be Varric and Copper specifically, you're on the roof. You're moving across it. Oh, and sorry, Sebastian as well. You're on the roof. You see the situation down below you. Moro's in team, so you are pretty sure that they're leading the way. But what would you like to do?
So, like, is there a straight line of roofs, like, to get to the quarter from where we are?
Say again.
Like, to get to the merchant's quarter, is there, like, a straight shot of roofs?
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of roofs, so you can see that they're pretty close together in the picture there. Yeah, it's not going to be like a 100% like straight and narrow. You'll be kind of jumping from corner to corner, or like rondel roof to straight roof. Like hop on a balcony, run alongside of a taller building, etc. kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you can get there and you can see it. That's the important part, right?
All right. Honestly,
oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I didn't transition it over. OBS was being goofy about the switches. Thank you for calling that up in the chat. Chad was Jonah.
Oh. We are all the same.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes Chad is Jonah, sometimes Jonah is.
We're all together.
What are we doing up top though?
Is there a way to like while we're running, is there like any type of access point to get into a building and then just fucking hide out?
Okay, so hiding is not going to be a benefit for you, but like especially if you're not moving forward. The thing that you need to note here is if you do not get out of the high quarter, the presumption is that a quarter wide kind of like call out will be, hey, close off the gates. Don't let anybody through. And so if you're hiding in the high quarter, you're going to be present for the search for the people who stole from the very expensive museum with flashlights. So you're hiding in a closet. They go, this looks like where they would have jumped off on the roof after tracking you with their best trackers, and then they would have flashed a light in there. So I just want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying here, right? The skill challenge is not about kind of like not paying attention to the rules of the skill challenge. Always assume you are moving forward and trying to get out. It's not just a video gamey reason for that too. It's you've got to get out of the quarter or you're in jail.
Okay. Honestly, the only thought is to just keep running, try to escape these guys as fast as possible.
Okay, so just again, you're a video game player. You're a smart boy. You're very imaginative. I just want to make sure you understand what the purpose of the challenge is. Okay, so use your imagination to make your character perform a flavorful function to do a thing. So when Kevin was like, Moro's on task, what would he do? Connections. I don't really know this quarter. I need help. Call out. Can we get a distraction? It didn't work because he was running and yelling into a callstone to a guy. So it was definitely like, a harder DC. But if he didn't nail it, he would have been like, listen to me right now. We need this. We gotta move. It would have been a bit different, right? So your situation is how does Sebastian want to elude the guards and get over the finish line?
Are there things I could
You're on a roof.
Yes. Are there things on the roofs that I could possibly like
So-
knock down or push over?
Don't ask me questions. Just say, I want to grab a thing off of a roof and do X.
Damn it.
It'll
Okay.
work better for you if you assume whatever you say is probably going to go, unless it is absolutely insane. And then I'm going to be like, okay, so we're just going to go with the highest of DCs, and that'll be that.
If there are tarps and shit that I could like cut loose to just like
You
distract
grab
them,
a
that'd be
line that
great.
has a massive sheet on it, you cut the line, and then you
Fuck
do what?
yeah.
Jump off
I'm
the
Just-
gonna cut it,
Joe,
and then I'm just gonna let it fly back into their faces.
I
so
want
they
you to
have
own
go,
it.
"Oh,
So you grab a massive piece of cloth and you throw it back over them to try and distract them. Perfect.
Yeah.
So for that, it's going to be a sleight of hand check. You are trying to maneuver the rope,
Ah.
pull the fabric, and loose it out.
I'm gonna do it.
And the DC is relatively low.
23.
So as you guys are running, you see Sebastian kind of like doing like the almost running in place kind of situation as he lets you get ahead of him, and then kind of rushes forward as you pass by a bunch of laundry that's lined up between two balconies over a rooftop where people can kind of walk. He comes up, grabs the line, cuts it, pulls the sheet, throws it into the wind as he's passing through that balcony space with a quick roll, and then he's up onto the next building right after the two of you. You see a couple of guards get taken by the sheet, a couple more continue running on, and then a couple kind of stop to help them out. Copper and Varric, you're the last two on the ticket for the first line of the skill challenge, and that is a success.
Oh, Doyle rules.
Oh, I reach into my pack, grab a small bottle of oil
Mhm.
that I toss back behind me, and then press to digitate to light it on fire
Okay.
to block the path of the guards.
So here's a very fun bit. So he just said, I want to also use a spell as a part of the challenge. Okay? For me, that adds a heightener. Like, you're kind of like charging it up, making it better. If he were to have spent a leveled spell for this effect, it would actually increase, rather decrease, the DC that he's setting. Cantrips are still cool, and they will still modify it. But I'm just letting you know, if you want to burn leveled spells as a part of this to do a thing, like I fireball a balcony so it falls on their heads or something like that, that would be dope for future reference when we get to other chases and skill challenges. I have a feeling you guys are going to be chased out of a lot of places.
Man, Hezron would have
Just the
loved
vibe.
this
Huh?
edition. Hezron would have loved this edition.
He would have been the greatest party. He fireballs and destroys the whole quarter. Like, no. So
Fireball.
with that, because you're kind of like, making sure that the oil is kind of caught and lit, and it's a spell casting function for you, go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So as you're running, you kind of see up ahead, there's a building that looks like it's got a very structured kind of tiled ceiling, and that you're going to be moving across it to kind of get to where you need to go. You don't want to burn the whole quarter down. You're not Hazrod, as mentioned in the last joke. So you kind of rush out to it. You throw the oil down behind you, and then you kind of move the prestidigitation spell through your hand. The magic, simple magic, kind of dances past you to it, and just a simple spark lights the entirety of the oil. It seems to cause a couple more still to lose sight of you, but again, it does feel like there's a good, half dozen or so that are still locked on you and the folks below. Well, actually, probably closer to 10-ish. Okay, last but not least, Foxton, what are we doing?
Okay, I will use Druidcraft. I'm going to make like a spectral crow to try to distract a couple of them.
Okay, so it's kind of a more one individual like kind of situation, I think, with the speed of everything. So go ahead and make your I'm going to say a nature roll for this since it's Druidcraft.
Random bullshit. Go.
Random bullshit does. Okay, so we're gonna use the first one. We do
Nat
have to
20,
scroll up a
baby.
bit, which,
Oh,
is a
that's
10.
rolled twice. Oh.
He rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah,
He
it does have a bit of a delay. It does seem that a lot of folks are exhibiting
Okay,
it.
then.
So just be wary of that. You don't have to smash that button.
No, it was very delayed.
10 with
On
the
my
result.
screen, it just now showed up.
So what happens is you create a spectral crow, it flies over, and he kind of just bats at it for a second, and then realizes it's not like really anything there, so he just says fuck, and then rushes off. It doesn't seem to work. So out of the first skill challenge, it looks like we have a total of 3 successes. Is that right?
Probably.
Jonah was
No.
successful. Valentine was successful. Varric was successful, and Krungar was successful. 3 out of 5 successes. Okay.
Yep.
So, with that being said, as you kind of descend down the roofs, you land onto the top of the roof, and then you bound down into the street. The 5 of you are able to congregate just as you're moving to enter the marketplace, and there are very few guards after you, but you notice that they start talking to the guards at the gate as you begin this next stage. Pause for a second. I just need to make sure that this is the next stage. From this point, you're pretty sure that the only way out of the market district will be moving into the lower city, which is kind of where you are, South Middle. So you definitely are going to be, just imagine in your head when we do come back to the next stage, because we are going to intercede something that we were going to do at the beginning. You are moving into the lower city. You want to kind of move out of the marketplace and into the kind of not as nice regions. So just keep that in mind as you plan in your head what you're going to do in that first bit of the skill challenge. And then Chad, we'll revert back to you for a second. The moments after they break out and rush, everyone becomes very tense as that Allosaurus in the middle of the room starts kind of staring everyone down, and she yells again, "No one leaves!" And then you see a couple more armored suits come up and start floating near where the stairs are as she starts to descend the stairs back to the first floor. This is, again, just in a few moments right after they broke out and the Allosaurus was awakened and they rushed out onto the roof. What would you like to do in this moment?
Keep relaxing and drinking my wine.
Okay. So what I will say for you, is in the next 20 or so minutes, not a lot is going to be happening inside of the museum other than people being very tense. Partly in space.
So you said Aldo was the one that went downstairs?
Yes, the leader, Aldo. Correct.
Okay. So when she walks away, he takes a moment and he kind of looks at the 2 Severias guys, and he looks at Georgina and Betsy. And he kind of looks at the Severias guys, and he kind of leans in and says quietly, he says, is she with you?
They give you a stern look, and they don't reply.
Well. He looks at Georgina, and he points in the direction of Alda, and he says, is she with you?
I do want to make sure that you're aware. She seems very, very off right now. She is in a sense, but I don't think it wise that you talk about her or to her at this time. And almost if on cue, like someone were writing this, you hear the scream of a man from downstairs. And not like a, ah! Like a, I am being forced through a horrendous amount of pain in this moment right now.
Could I, perhaps, based on the sound of the scream, connect it to any of the individuals I have encountered tonight?
That's fun. Roll an insight roll. That is a fun bit.
Insight is not my forte.
14's good enough.
Yeah, 14. All right.
You overheard the dwarf dentist that Georgina was not a fan of. You're pretty sure that was him.
Not Stonecrusher.
Not Stone Fist. Whatever his name was.
So what I'm gonna ask you, Chad, and you definitely have time
Sounds
to.
like Stonecrusher's getting his stones crushed.
Fair. That is 100% accurate. Yes. What I will say though is, in this moment, it does seem like Georgina is kind of like reflexively just doing as commanded by Arda, um, and is being quiet and not really like engaging. She seems to have gone from very bratty and like very like I'm the center of the party to kid who came in really late and was told to sit there while the parents decide what they're going to do about her taking the car out, right? That kind of
Okay.
situation. That's where the paradigm's gone. The Savarias two were kind of walking over to you before the fight started. The fight started, and now they're kind of just back in their seats watching. There's two animated armors. The Allosaurus seems to be continually panning over the people. Um, roll an Arcana check.
Come on, character sheet, open up. There we go.
Okay. You're not terribly familiar with magics of controlling like constructs or undead, whatever this might be. But you do notice that there's like a glare to the hollow of one of the sockets of its eyes, like a bluish kind of glare. And you also notice that glare existed on Alda when she came up. It was kind of over her eye as well. It's like a bluish kind of glare. Again, the magic you don't know or how it functions. That's what you get with what you roll. So, anything you want to do in the immediate aftermath?
Yeah, he's gonna follow Georgina's lead, and he's just going to, maintain an air of being like relaxed, not worried. He's gonna be quiet, like he was told to. He's gonna focus on like looking and listening, and sort of just like keeping an eye on things and seeing if anything jumps out at him. He wants to make sure he sees trouble coming.
You got it. So during this next stage, again, you'll be kind of sit in that situation. When that stage ends of the skill challenge, I'll come back to you and explain what has changed in those few moments. Because again, keep in mind, they're running their hearts out. They're like hoofing it, right? But for you, it's like elevator music, like sitting in there with a dinosaur staring at you. It's like the same amount of time is not the same amount of time, right? It feels like a lot of time is passing over here in the chase, and not so much here because of like the things that are being kind of engaged with there. So bear with me here as I switch the chase music back on and we get back to it. So same situation. We need to pass through the marketplace. So imagine you're in a bustling market. It's late, but there are still vendors out. So it's like people are still selling food. The food is kind of being sold at discounts. So this brings in a lot more people because the food will go bad at the end of the day. And some people are willing to risk it. You've got people who are like, oh, I really need to leave town tomorrow morning and I got to sell all these wares and all that. So there's still a lot of people present, right, in the marketplace despite the late hour. And in the marketplace, really well lit, very vibrant and bright, but again, like I said, packed. And then you know that once you get to the part where you'll exchange into Lowtown, it'll basically be a bit of a drop off elevationally as well. That's why they call it Lowtown. It's not just because it's for unfortunates. That being said, what would you like to do? What are you thinking about doing? Let me know.
All right. All right. So we're on ground level, right?
You're all 5 on ground level. Yep.
All right. So I want to, and does it seem like there's like peasantry around, like poor people?
So again, there's a lot of people shopping.
We are poor people.
Well, there's a lot of people
I
shopping.
mean, yeah.
If you want to take the time to kind of imagine what their like echo, poverty level is, like you could, but honestly, I don't think you're thinking about that in the heat of the moment.
I'm not. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna point behind us. If there's guards behind us, I'm gonna say, they trying to stop this. Stop them. And I'm just gonna throw out some gold. Like
Okay.
at least like 15, 20 gold out, just out in the fucking air, and then try to run a distraction while we get the fuck out of there.
Here's another fun circumstance. He just tried to utilize gold to make his problems go away. And this game's taking place in a city, so that always works. So,
Money.
how much
Smart man.
money are you throwing out?
You know
That-
what? Instead of 20, I'm gonna go with 40.
Okay.
40
Your,
gold.
your,
Just
your
get
whole
tossed out.
paycheck for
You're
this.
throwing your
My
whole
Wait a minute.
paycheck.
Wait a minute.
Your whole
You
paycheck.
Take
can't
it
do
easy
that.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now-
take it easy.
Now I want to say something here. Now, this is a very interesting circumstance because there are 4 other people watching them do this. Now, you 4 have an opportunity. Okay, you can say, "I grab some of the gold that he's tossing as he's tossing it and keep it for myself," which will then heighten the DC, effectively augmenting his DC but getting his gold. Or he throws the 40 gold and he gets the full boat of the bonuses. Okay? So just think of it that way. And I'm just going to ask you one by one. Krungar, do you stop and grab 5 gold or do you keep running? Wait, no, sorry. He said 40. Do you stop and grab 10 gold or do you keep on running?
Fuck no, man. That's that Robin Hood shit. I'll fuck with that.
I fight so that big. All right. Varric, are you stopping and grabbing coin?
No, it's his money.
All right. All right. Copper, that's 10
He's
gold.
not,
You
he's,
can
not,
probably-
he's not even paying attention. He's just running.
Okay. And Moro?
No, I wouldn't. But I'd be thinking to myself, I got to talk to that guy next time. He's going way overboard.
Okay. And
Like
I have to
40
seriously ask.
40 silver would have worked.
I had to seriously ask, but I think I know the answer. Would Kiernail stop for the gold? Would he stop for the gold, Chad?
If you were there.
No, he would. Well, I mean, he's currently portraying Bainar Gadari, and Bainar Gadari is fucking loaded. Like,
Oh
10
yeah,
gold is
sure,
nothing.
sure. Yeah, you don't want to look peasantry. Got it,
Oh,
got it.
right.
That's a
All
lot
right.
of money, man. I want that money, but
it
I'm
is
not gonna.
10 gold.
I'm not gonna do it.
Per person. I was hoping somebody would be like, "Yeah, I fucking take the gold and fuck up his DC." So then
That's
go
like-
ahead. and
That's
give me-
almost twice more than what I have in my pocket, right?
give me a
Damn.
persuasion roll.
Ooh, persuasion. Okay.
You're effectively trying to persuade them to interfere with the
18.
cops. People kind of rush for the gold. They don't really listen to what you're saying. Okay? So you're not buying their fealty. You're buying them
That's fine.
being in the road.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I just wanted them to be in the fucking way.
Some guards smash into them and topple over, smashing into an apple cart or something. Or no, a cabbage cart. It has to be a cabbage cart, right?
Has to be.
It has to be a cabbage cart.
My
Yeah, someone-
cabbages.
the agony of someone screaming "my cabbages" as you continue the chase forward. But this seems to topple quite a few guards and kind of cause a nice blockage. But you can see that the smarter individuals kind of like brusque their shields to the side and quickly kind of push themselves through. You'll also notice that the museum guard that have finally kind of kept up with you are the same dudes. It's the same 5 dudes, but they now have maybe 10 or so individuals behind them that are marketplace guards who have
Yeah.
either followed them from the gate when they entered in or have seen the situation as it's unfolding as you rush through and been like, well, that needs to be stopped. No running. Right? Okay. So Jonah, great one. That's a success. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Go ahead, Kevin.
All right. I'm thinking what I'd like to do is get everybody's attention with a thaumaturgy of just a loud boom or whatever. It's a specific tone though. Everybody knows when they hear that boom that I say something to them. So, and then when I do that, I want to get their attention and kind of bring them a certain direction based on my knowledge of the market. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking a history type thing or, my history of the market. What would be the best way to go to escape our pursuers?
So you're using your
That's what I
knowledge to
think.
kind of inform where
Yeah.
you're headed. Okay.
Right.
That's great. So this is actually another fun insert to a skill challenge. So knowledge-based checks typically aren't going to create a circumstance where you're actually causing the guards to fall over and stop following you, or you're actually moving in some way faster with like a higher velocity, right? But what they do is inform the next choices. So go ahead and make a history check, Moro. And it's a very low DC.
That's better.
Perfect. Okay, so with that roll, a 21, you are like, guys, as you kind of get towards the end of the market, we need to move this way, right? And you kind of point them in the right direction. And so for the next person rolling their check, not only do you have advantage on that check, you have Moro's proficiency bonus added to that check as well. Okay? So,
Nice.
Copper, Krungar, Varric, you hear the word. The guards are still behind you as you're kind of coming to the end of the market. Less options for market shenanigans after this step, so whoever wants to take advantage of the market, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Is there like a horse
Nope.
cart or anything in the market?
You say what?
Is there like a horse in the market somewhere?
So, if is a question you guys keep asking. I just want to make sure that you understand what we're trying to do. I'm not trying to be mean. I know I usually like expect kind of like an engagement with the world in that way, but I want to try and kind of do something different here to open you up to kind of just, put in the story you want to tell. Do you want there to be a horse there?
Yeah.
Then there is one. That's going to be the answer every time if is asked. So, you're animal friendshipping it, and what are you saying to it?
I'm gonna make it charge the guards.
Perfect. You want to create
Yeah,
another
talk to
distraction?
him, cop.
Knock them over.
Okay. And so animal friendship is a first level spell, is that right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And you have advantage, and you're adding +2 to the roll. So go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
Damn, Wendell. Clicked it, waiting. Pop up. Nope.
Just once. Just
Again?
click it once. It'll be okay.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Wait.
So,
delayed.
yeah, you have advantage. So go ahead and actually click it a second time. Next time when you're rolling with advantage, make sure to click the tab at the top. Okay.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
So 10 + 2 is 12, which is not enough for this specific order that business, as you described it, unfortunately. But you spent a first level spell, so now it is. So what that means is you cast the spell as you're rushing forward, and you see them kind of look at you like a, huh? Like a smiling kind of horse face, and then you rush over to them and you say, "Those guys right there, they want to kill you." And then the horse is like, "Ah!" and like rushes forward, while it's still connected to a wagon, which is connected to a cart that is connected to like a makeshift tent where a guy is selling it. So this whole section of the market gets pulled by the horse as it starts rushing towards them, and you can see guards kind of just like absolutely getting caught in a mess of things. Who left? What happened? Why is everything getting messed up all the time? I'm sorry, bear with me here. I'm having a headache on the
No, it was a horse.
Sorry.
That was that was my thing. It cut my zoom out
How dare you?
for a second. I plugged it into Ethernet now, so
How dare you?
I know.
Hey, at least he has his camera on.
How
He's
dare
trying
you?
out here.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have internet at all. I have 700 ms right now, but I'm here. I love you guys. I'm glad I'm here.
More than fair. Okay.
I love you too.
Horse charges through, brings the marketplace with it. This is just when you descend down. It's an absolutely perfect, bit of moment there. Varric and Krungar, you're the last two. So again, you're making your way into the town, low town. So it's kind of like a bit more of a surly space, a bit darker, less well lit, and you're moving to get past low town to the south middle. So what's the plan? What are you two doing?
I'm gonna run really fast.
Okay. So athletics would be simple, and that's again a simple mentality to go by. you're also trying to inspire the others to run fast, or you're just specifically trying to run fast so that they kind of feel motivated to do likewise. Is that fair?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, I want you to make an athletics check, but I also want everyone else to make an athletics check at the same time. Everyone else
Let's go.
Everyone else has advantage.
Everybody's fast. Let's go.
I got those little legs.
You keep rolling with advantage, Kevin. Go up to the top of your sheet and click off the advantage tab.
I thought we always wanted to roll
No,
with
not in
that
this.
way. If we
Not in the
have
new
it.
metric. You should be able to click that tab way easier than it was on the old sheet.
All right. Gosh.
Okay, and Krunger. Okay, so you try to run fast to start it out. You notice that
No.
Copper, Sebastian, and Moro are not running as fast, and also even Varric's running faster than you actually. So like once he passes you by and you look back and see everyone passing, you totally forget to keep an eye on the cobblestones here because it's not as well paved as the high quarter, and you kind of like roll your ankle a little bit as you're running, and you're like, ah! So you kind of start kind of huffing it down the hill with a little bit of like a staggered hop. Okay.
Yeah, Krunger is pretty much almost an old man, so
Yeah.
in
You're like,
orc years.
if I were 10, 20 years younger, I would have been able to run up the walls of the building.
I'm
How
sorry,
to
guys.
run these fancy clothes.
It's not a bad idea.
I
It's
thought it
just,
would be an easy one.
if you had gotten more than one person, you needed, with the roll you got, you needed 2 more people to succeed. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So, I did want that one with advantage. So you only got 2 people to succeed. Okay, yeah. We're still in the same boat. Sorry about that. My brain got horrible. I did want advantage on that one. Kevin did the right thing. I feel like a jerk for having said.
Wait a minute. Mark this. What time on the video this is? I want. I want to use that.
Kevin was right.
Kevin was
Kevin
right.
was right.
Kevin
Clip
was
it.
right. Clip that, yeah. Okay. Last but not least. So, Barrick, what's your plan? You're into the low town. You're starting to make your way into the divide. Basically, it's like a low sewer kind of area that'll move to the next quarter.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be running it, but also trying to like do crazy parkour stuff off the walls and everything to try to like throw them off.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's like kind of tandem parkour. So you're sliding up onto like the roof of the thing, reaching down and grabbing a hold of Moro's hand and like lifting him up as he kind of, chases after.
Yeah, it's straight up like Aladdin type stuff from Disney.
So I presumed that you in your mind thought that was going to be acrobatics, and I'm okay with that.
Go for it.
Doing rolling.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, just as described, you kind of jump, slide, pull people around. You're basically making sure everyone's able to kind of see the way, and like you're also helping them up through the way. So cool, very good, very good. This gets you down to the low quarter section, and we'll get to that next beat here. Unfortunately, you haven't failed enough for me to get to the actual grid bit, but it's there for a purpose as well. Okay, so part 3. Welcome to the low quarter, folks.
All right.
Yeah, so more industrial spaces are kind of present here. Low quarter is not a very large quarter. It is a very narrow space, but you do know that it's kind of set between here and where you want to be, the south middle, kind of in the coastline therein. So the thing that will come next is a small little patch of kind of residences and the like that are not really your vibe, and then the south middle will be after that. So it'll go slums, that last beat, and then you're home free. At this point, too, you feel like you've lost most of them. There's maybe 3 or 4 of the museum guards that are still on your tail and are actually concerned about you, with a couple of marketplace individuals as well. But as they did when they entered into the marketplace section and started speaking to folks therein, they immediately kind of start activating the guard in this district. Whether or not it moves fast enough for it to catch up with you or not depends on how you kind of operate through this next stage. But as last time, pause. I don't know why Chad has such a face. I think it's because he knows it's his turn, I guess. I don't know. Chad, you there?
Chad, why do you have a face, man?
Yeah.
I can't hear him. He's
Trying to
muted.
open itself back up.
You
Oh, there
muted,
it is. There it is.
Chad.
There, he came back in. Say,
Yeah, don't worry about it.
you're there. You're there. Okay. So, in those moments that we just had, and the moments that you're engaged in, what you'll notice is that the Allosaurus is kind of focusing in on a couple of other individuals who are present on the top floor. This is creating kind of a gap in its vision between you and the bathroom hallway, and what you presume is the exit out of here based on the way your friends went. It feels like in this moment, with everything that's as it's kind of opened up, this is the moment. Okay, you can feel it in your charlatan mind that if you wanted to just escape from the scene and become a shadow, this may very well be your last chance to do so. And I want to explain what I'm telling you here narratively. I'm not saying that if you don't escape, you'll die. I'm saying if you don't escape, you don't know where you'll go. It could be a situation of a lot of different consequences, and based on the screaming down below, it may be very seriously bad for you, but you might be able to finesse your way through stuff. Maybe able to finesse your way through stuff. So what I'm asking you is like in this moment where you see the exit, and you see that the things that are supposed to be guarding everyone here is lax. Do you wish to try and engage in this moment to slip away, or do you wish to wait it out?
Can I do one thing before I slip away?
What's the thing?
He wants to reach in his pocket and pull out the sending stone he has that's a blank,
Mhm.
and like just sort of offer it in Georgina's direction.
Okay. She'll tap it with hers.
And then he, smiles,
And
nods.
you'll see
and
her
then
go. Like
and
she
then he
understands.
tucks it into his pocket, and then he very casually excuses himself to the restroom.
Okay. To her and to no one else, and then go ahead and make a stealth roll. You have advantage on the check. Because you'll note just as you're about to do this, she gets the attention of the two Severius. I need another roll. Okay.
22.
Like a shadow of a person that once existed or was completely fabricated. You move behind the legs of the Allosaur into the bathroom hallway, make your way to the end of the hallway, up the stairs. You see the crates have been kind of knocked over a little bit, but it's still accessible. Looks like the guards kind of didn't give a shit what they were running up, like your friends probably did. You're able to get out onto the roof, but instead of chasing off into the night like an idiot, you're able to descend down a fire escape nearby and make your way into the high quarter as a shadow. If you move quick enough, you think you can get to the gates before they lock down the entire quarter. So it's not a chase, it's just a run.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. And basically, as soon as he's like sort of out of line of sight of the museum, he's going to
Become a different
not
person.
discard his clothes, but he's going to just sort of dress down himself so that he's a bit less recognizable as who he was when he was in the building.
Mhm.
Even if it's just like, like stripping down to like an undershirt and like holding the rest of the clothes under his arm. And then he like stops and like, kind of splashes some water on his face and like dirties himself up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And as the way you described it, I'm assuming this is a guy who's got like, fine coat, right? And then underneath it's got like that
Yeah.
padded liner. And so if you pull it open and then like tear the padded liner off and then slip it into a pocket, it'll look like a totally different coat when you reverse it. Like I'm imagining this is the kind of guy that we're talking about, right? Like your hat, you can just like,
Oh, yeah.
fold the thing in and then make it a cap instead. Like these kind of like small little things you don't think about, but the clothing becomes a different clothing. So absolutely, you meld into the shadows. You become one of the population of the low quarter for a bit as you escape out into it. Okay, perfect. Back to Chase Down.
On the way back, do I happen to cross the space where Jonah threw all
I will, because that was funny. I will let you roll a percentile dice. I'm giving you because it was funny, a 20% chance. So 20 or less, you get it. Actually, I typically have a low chance for. I don't know how I want to do that. Rolling 100 is pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you get it. You get the 40 gold. Maybe it was his, maybe it was someone else's. Who knows? You just go, oh, again, you don't know the history of this 40 gold, but you have it.
Your Colt grabbed it.
When he shows up, he's literally just gonna be fucking counting money.
Actually, not the full 40. Not the full 40. People would have taken the coins.
That's fine.
10.
Yeah, people would take
10,
a lot.
10 was what I was going to give anybody else for detrimenting them. I'll give you 10. That's funny.
That was the most important role of the night, Chad.
Okay, to the chase. We remain in the low quarter. We're pressing on through it. What is the course of action, folks?
There's only a couple guards chasing us, right?
Yes, three. Well, it's three museum guards. Maybe like 2 of the market guards, and then whatever they activate in this space. Your DCs are some of them are below 10, so just to let you know where we're at in the end of the skill challenge here.
Okay. You know what? I'll go next because I don't really have a good idea for this.
Go for it.
All right. I could think of something.
Go with it.
Oh, this is crazy, but it just might work. So listen to me here. Knowing that we were going to do this and knowing that it would either take place on today or the next day or whatever,
Yeah.
most likely tonight, I came up with Gamwich. Uncle Gamwich always has like do you ever see those like pop-up dance things that the kids do
Sure,
in the
sure.
mall?
Flash
Yeah.
mob.
So like
Flash
he
mob.
has
You know
flash
what?
mob.
I'm gonna
It's
hold
a
it to
halfling
canon.
flash mob.
I have to say, I have to hold it to canon. Halflings are huge fans of flash mobs.
Yes.
That's
And
the thing.
Also, it's a religious
Okay with it.
experience.
Sure.
So they just kind of get up and they kind of like move into. It's almost like a slam dance, but they don't
Yeah.
want anybody to get hurt. So like, I'm just gonna call it now, and it's gonna mess the other guards up. There's
You
just gonna
pull
be
up the callstone. Krungar's face turns into a groan because the last time you used the phone, it was for no purpose. And you say, "Okay, guys, now." And then out of nowhere, a dozen halflings rush the scene and start dancing on a pier to a kind of like slummy, nasty water as you're getting ready to jump up onto a bridge and like change tack, right?
right.
In that moment, I need you to go ahead and, because everything you said happened, that all happened, that's fine. Make a performance check. And keep in mind, he literally just Doctor Who'd me, okay? I'm okay with that in a skill challenge, so it's totally fine. You could be like, yeah, well, actually, I went back in time, and I have a flashback to the time I was preparing for this specifically.
Now,
As
now
long as
doesn't
it makes
seem to be.
sense. Because he said, I was planning. I was the one that was planning. Okay.
There you go. Better roll. Better roll.
It catches all of the remaining market gods out of the way, and you're only now being chased by those really vigilant last 3. And I'm getting calls for the folks in the chat to give you inspiration for that, Kevin. And you have it. You have inspiration. I have no choice. No, I do have a choice. That's not
Awesome.
cool, though. Ew. I think that was awesome.
Halfling flash mob.
So I was planning this whole time, right? Yes, you were. Trap guard. Okay. Who else?
Oh god. You know what? I'm gonna kick a couple of barrels at them, or just like tip over a couple barrels that are just chilling there, or like on the docks and stuff,
Okay.
to try to trip them up.
You look directly in their eyes as you're kind of running, and you run backwards for a bit, and you kind of smile and just grab a hold of the stack of barrels. Go ahead and make a strength athletics check.
All right. Ooh, 15.
Yeah, that's a solid. You push over a stack of about 6 barrels, kind of stacked 3 high, and they all fall and start kind of rolling across the planks. You hear some voices from inside of the buildings go, "Hey, what the hell's going on out there?" As you're rushing through. And it definitely seems to slow them down so that you can kind of get past that bridge I mentioned, and kind of move across it into the next area. It feels like they're kind of definitely falling behind. Probably the case that you've almost lost them from your tail here. That's 2 successes. Who wants to go next?
I got it. So, Varric, as he is running as well, the barrels get pushed over. He jumps over, does kind of like a twisting flip, and as he turns around facing the guards and their eyes meet, he just says with disarming glance level 1, quit.
Quit.
You see,
Quit it.
as
Stop
they're
it.
kind of like as you're kind of like getting to a point where you're going to turn into the street. I need you to make a persuasion roll. Obviously, it has benefits from you casting a spell, but you kind of are rushing around that corner, and you're spinning around and doing it as you say it. You see the guy who's in the lead kind of look at you, and as you cast the spell, you see his eyes kind of like, and he kind of stops and like pauses, and when he does so, the 2 behind him, because they were flying V formation, of course, slam into him, and they all just kind of fall onto the ground just as you guys sweep around the corner. You smack the person in front of you, who smacks the person in front of them, who smacks the person in front of them, who smacks Krungar, because we know he's in first, even though he's hobbling you guys. And you all immediately know that that is the cue to get off of the main street that you're running on. You enter into an alleyway, you rush out, and you continue moving through the space, but you know you've lost your tail. That doesn't mean you settle up or anything, because they did alert the guards. They just don't know where you're going. So you use your diversionary tactics that were employed to move from that point to the escape.
We did it.
This channelway kind of moves through the district that is north of the South Middle, which doesn't really have like it's kind of like a smithing region or smithing borough of the city. I think I'm getting some feedback from somebody. I think it's no, it's gone. Well, anyway, to the point. They this channel goes between the two, and it goes all the way out to sea. So when you get to this point, you know you're scot free, and you can make your way back to the South Middle without issue. Okay. I would say that at this point, there's probably a point as you're kind of walking casually through the street. Some of you being very paranoid, some of you just being kind of like devil may care because you have 10 gold in your pocket and everything's fine. Before you get to the final meetup place, your like place of business, the Lakeside Dive, right?
Yeah.
You
Got it.
look over at each other and see each other. One of you recognizes the rest of you far before the others recognize Kernell. Kernell will probably have to.
Because I have since changed my disguise again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There were stages. There were like, well, next district, whoosh, I'm another person. Yeah, absolutely. So
Become another person.
you have escaped. What was that? Is that a
What?
TikTok bit?
No, that was from Mask of Disguise or the Disguise something.
I-
The old movie in 2003.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
20 years ago.
Hey, Jonah. Actually, I
Yeah.
should say Valentin. Is it Valentin? Valentine? Sorry.
Valentine.
Moro would walk up to you, put his hand on your shoulder, and be like, "Kid, that was a good try, and actually it was effective. But you can't go throwing away that much gold like that to escape. You know, I don't even know what to say. I'm generally a person who likes to give a lot of money away, but that was crazy. Silver next time. Think silver
Or copper.
or copper even.
But as,
What?
Yeah, copper. Think copper.
Do not think
as
electrum.
Moreau, like,
Copper turns look through what?
Sorry, what were you saying,
Can't
Chad? You're coming in really awkward at this point.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I don't know
as
if it.
Moreau finishes his little lecture. Hello?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we
good.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, so as Moreau finishes up his lecture, Kernell kind of walks in behind him, and just on like the tail end of him being like, "Look, you can't like do that," Kernell's like, "Hey, Sebastian, Nice work out there. And then he like flips him a gold coin.
Damn. I'm keeping that gold.
He
Yeah,
puts
so
two
you
and
go
two
back.
together, and he's like,
You
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
"Your stupidity is my benefit, I suppose."
Tipping the man with his own gold.
100%. So you make your way back to the
Safe house.
yeah, the safe house. And this is also after communicating with it's Chad. I think I'm getting feedback from. Sorry, buddy. I think you're hands free and it's eating into my ears every time I talk because you're opening. When you get to the meetup point, because you schedule a meetup point with Danelle, you told her the initial meetup point was too hot, so you had to move. You have the stone well before time. Yeah, he's in my ear hole.
Looks
Thank you. Yeah, that's better. Love you. You could probably use the same mic.
All right.
That's better. That's way better sounding. Ooh, nice.
So before we move on to the next stage of like meeting up with the client,
Yeah.
Kurnell would so who's got the bag?
Me.
oh no, we lost it.
No, Valentine has it.
Uh,
What?
that bag. Can I see that bag real quick?
No, I think I'm gonna hold on to it. I sacrificed a lot of blood, limb, and gold for this bag. I'm gonna keep it.
That's fine. I'm trying to find something. I can't find it. That letter I made. I don't know where it's at. I might want to hold on to it. It could come in handy in the future.
What letter? I mean, I think the only thing in this bag is the more. What is that thing
I mean,
called?
it's a bag of holding. It can hold a lot.
Hold on, I'm gonna take it out because we're in the safe house, right?
Yep.
John. Okay. I'm just gonna empty out the bag. Right there on the bar counter.
Okay. So if you pull a bag of holding, okay, and open it, roll it outwards, everything that's inside it will spill out. So
Let
you're
the
just
bodies hit
Is this
the
the
floor.
fucking genie situation all over again?
are you just pouring it out onto the table without any concerns?
Yeah,
That's what he said. That's
Okay.
what
because
he
it's
said.
just the stone in there, right?
That's
I'm
what you
gonna
thought.
give everybody who no, I'm sorry. I think that someone already knows what's going wrong here. Is that Kieran?
Dive for cover.
I
Yeah,
want him to do
is
it
pure
because he
now.
said he was
You
going to do
know
it.
that inside of the bag is
Yeah.
the rock. If the rock comes
Yeah.
out in a sudden,
Yes.
horrible fashion,
Jonah and I've been through this with Jonah
Wait,
before.
what?
I'm not about to let it happen again.
I just want you to go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Me?
Not
Who?
you?
Me?
Fuck you. No, secure now.
Oh. Okay. Wait, what happens if you open up a bag of holding?
A bag of holding with an egg that's about to bust Lady of the Deep out into the world that could crack at any moment. What would
That's
happen,
fair.
Jonah?
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I was thinking more along the lines of, it's a potential gateway of the fucking bagman. So he just fucking dumps a bagman on the table.
That's
I
fair.
thought.
But he pops the bag open. You watch as the egg spills out, and Kieran and dives for it. The egg falls into his hand, the green glowing stone, softly, and he's able to kind of buffer it from smashing into the table. What else was in the bag of holding? I don't think anything got put in there, right?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no letter in there, right?
No.
Okay, so that doesn't spill out either. So it's just the egg, nothing else.
No body parts or anything.
No body parts.
There ain't no letter in it.
He's holding that egg and he's looking up at Sebastian. He says, "Give me the bag."
Oh, I mean, alright. There's nothing in here.
Not anymore.
Do you reclose the bag or leave it unfolded?
I close it.
Basically, yeah, you either have it like pushed out, and so like the contents, the interior is out, and it's just a bag, or you reseal it, and the bag of holding returns its portal space inside of its hole. So he puts
Okay,
it back in
cool.
where
So now
he
Kirnell is
hands
going
it
to
over.
very carefully, right, very carefully with both hands, put the egg into the bag.
Mm-hmm.
While his hands are in the bag, he's going to like mentally command his Sokar to. I mean, I'm not sure what was or what exactly I need to do
Mm-hmm.
to do what was alluded to earlier, but I'm assuming it's just like be free, little homie.
Yeah. So, what happens to the world inside of the bag? I'm going to describe to everybody just so you have an idea. Some of us have probably seen the Miracle of Life videos taught to us in biology class back in high school. I think we're all past that stage where the sperm floaters
Yeah.
on and then hits the eggy and goes in. The Sokar is in his palm. You don't see that inside of his palm. It actually splits itself. Its eye actually mutates, breaks apart, and two Sokar mouths form, and then two Sokar tendrils. When that happens, one of those two inside of the bag erupts from his palm, coming out of his glove, and snakes its way to the stone that was dropped into the Nether's face. It then moves to enter the egg. When that happens, Chad, I need you to roll a D100. This is a percentile chance. There's nothing you can do to affect this. This is whether or not it is being seen by other eyes.
Was this high or low that he wants to get?
He needs to roll
Well,
low on
you
this. And
know,
Roll a d6 instead.
okay. So, besides what I've described, there is no sight or optics on what happens inside the bag. Okay? So, when you've kind of let it go, you hear a voice in your head say, "It is done. No other action," is what you hear in your head, Kernell. The familiar voice of the flesh thief.
as he pulls his hands out, he
Everybody can make a perception check.
Let's do it.
DC is 22.
Perception.
7.
Ooh.
So, Mora, you notice something strange. As he's pulling his hand out of the bag, you see a little bit of a whoop, something kind of enter into his glove as he pulls his hand out. You don't know what it was, nor do you think that calling him on it in this moment is going to do anything besides cause everyone to fight amongst themselves. You do not think you have the understanding of what just happened to not cause a delay in getting the egg
Right.
to where it needs to go. But you did see something very strange happen with Kiernail's hand after he put the egg in the bag, after correcting Valentine's mistake. Everyone else, no much the wiser. What it looked like is Kiernail was like, "You idiot, put the bag in the bag, or put the thing in the bag after he dropped it and almost broke it, resealed the bag, and is like, okay, ready to go, let's finish the mission." Okay?
I was really afraid that Jonah was just going to turn that bag inside out and then plop an Eldritch Horror on the table.
I genuinely thought about it. The percentage chance of that happening was 1 out of 100. So when you rolled that 100 dice there, it was a very limited chance that that was going to be the case. But
I gotcha.
if anybody was going to have it be 1 turn up, it would have been Chad. Would have fucking been Chad.
Yeah, it's like roll 2 D100s and get the 100 and the 1. And be
Yeah.
like, that's it.
That's it.
I think I just won
I
D&D.
need to roll a D1 million. But how did I get a 1? So, with that said, you take the item in the bag to the contact, the client, Dr. Donnell. She takes the bag, reaches
The
into the
lady.
bag, pulls out the egg, and then puts it into a device that she seals very quickly. One more time, everybody make a perception check. And Karen, you don't
Right.
need to roll it.
Is it like a Tupperware?
No, it's not like a tup. I guess it's kind of like a Tupperware. You know those ones that like they have the button, the pressure seal on them.
Ooh, I love those.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
bad boys that it's like vacuum seal containers, right?
Nice.
Got a net 20.
Okay.
I got a
So
7 again.
you do not know what is going on with the egg when she pulls it out, but it is different. It looks green, and it's cracked a bunch more, so you don't know if it like got jostled around in the bag of holding or not, since you're probably not Arcanist, the guys who actually succeeded there. But you also see that the thing that was kind of in there, the weird like vibe of the thing that was in there, it seems much more dark and inky. Like it's like it almost looks like the form that was in there is now just kind of like a weird kind of like black smudge inside of the crystal. Does that make sense?
So like it's lost more of its definition, but it's also become darker.
What you understand is the Sokar has killed the thing inside of the egg. It is basically, it was not finalized. It was not able to breach the shell yet, not until midnight. So the Sokar basically consumed it inside of the egg.
Is that good or bad?
The creature, so to Kirnell, and only Kirnell knows this, the creature inside is dead, and the Sokar is presumed dead because you don't ingest Lady of the Deep. You just don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Suicide mission.
Well,
Oh
that's
no.
good.
Anyways,
Well, we can't say that word, so stop doing that. But a mission that ends up
Unalive.
unaliving. I'm sorry, Twitch gods. I know nobody watches this channel. Please, sorry.
Banned.
We all
Ban.
watch this channel. We love you.
Everyone should watch the channel. So you hand the egg over to her. She seals it in the Tupperware container, as mentioned. I just got reported. No kidding. Jad's face got super serious. It's like, damn, they're quick. They're quick, boy.
Wow.
He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
whoa.
yeah,
He said,
man.
whoa.
It's a sponsor. It's a sponsor. He doesn't want to admit it, but it's a sponsor. We're getting money. Lots and lots
they're
of
like
money.
copyright infringement. Stop playing not your music in the background. To the point. She takes it, she seals it, and she says, perfect, great job. And she hands over the coin purse. And then she says, I have to be quick about this. So I hope you folks are okay. Everything good?
Yeah.
Yeah, just an out of character question real quick.
Yeah.
What was her, like, how do you spell her name?
I showed you the handout. It has
It's-
the name. It's in your journal.
Oh, okay.
Is it
Gotcha.
DANAL?
Cool, cool.
DEA? Wait,
DANNELL.
Oh, I
Awesome.
spelled it wrong. Yeah,
Danelle.
don't ask me.
Yeah, I just
No.
wanted to write that down.
Dan? No.
Dan.
I think I wrote it down earlier.
With
Yeah.
lots of extra letters.
Oh
I
yeah,
got it.
I already had it written in my notes. I'm an idiot. Cool. Thank you very much.
All right.
I think since we just basically turned that over, we're in a safe space, so I can like dole out the money that everybody gets.
Yep. You're
Okay,
the
I feel
fixer,
really-
so you determine.
I feel really bad about this, but I have to give Sebastian or Valentine 30 gold pieces, even though he threw 40 on the ground. So he's a net negative 10 gold at this.
Well, no, negative
okay.
9 gold. Kirnell gave him a gold piece.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So it's not so bad. I
Right.
feel like I
Okay.
would like I want to give him part of my cut, but then I feel he won't learn. So I have to let him. He's like my child. I have to let him learn the hard way, buddy.
Well, Chad was saying exactly what I was probably thinking. What do you mean fucking learn? He didn't learn his lesson with opening random containers.
That's true.
That's very
Why isn't doing it?
Oh,
well. I
Yeah.
It's the late. It's the late again.
if I lose money because of a stupid decision, I call it the idiot tax.
there
Yeah,
you go. There you go. There you go.
that's it.
I'm like the good parent, and Cornell is like the bad parent, or the bad cop. I'm good cop. He's bad cop. So that's how it
Mama
works.
y papa.
I don't think either of those words apply to me.
Mama y papa.
So wait a minute, guys. This is an interesting question here. My thought would be I would split the money equally because we got 250 gold plus 30 per person. So everybody gets 30 gold right off the bat. But then I gotta like divide 250 by what? How many are there? 6 of us or 5 of us?
Six.
I think I think I don't really count
6.
Sebastian as a full person. So,
Damn.
so I'm just kidding.
He's
I gotta
twice a
tease you now.
person because he's Goliath. He's 2 times as tall.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Not really.
I
He's
gotta
not
think
that
of
tall,
that.
you guys.
I like you.
All right. That's like 41. Yeah, I'm the one who's actually half size. So it's
Fair.
actually another 41 gold a person.
Okay.
Also.
Nice.
And I'm assuming
So-
that you're going to rest as well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Copper's gonna grab Sebastian because he's all bloodied up from getting beat up at the museum.
So I
Through
am
the
being
bandages.
I'm being optimistic. You're gonna get a long rest, so we're gonna be okay. But you'll get bandaged up by Moro before heading to bed.
Thanks.
Oh, that's a good point. From the chat, that flash mob. But no, the persuasion roll was to make sure they did it for no reason, so they didn't have to get paid. They just were persuaded by Moro and his generosity to do it.
You're just having a little fun.
Well, yeah, this is what I'm thinking too. Like I'm a guy who like tries to help out the whole community, especially when people are having trouble. So people just help me sometimes because oh yeah, you helped my uncle, or oh yeah, you helped my mom when she was sick. You know.
Oh, you helped our dance instructor.
Yeah, exactly.
The dance instructor says, "Hey, students, it's time to do a flash mob." So they're voguing, and I don't know.
It's basically part of the halfling Gamwich religious ceremony. There's always one halfling that climbs up the side and like hangs off of the stage like 40 feet above, just like Eddie Vedder. You know,
It gets horrific
crazy.
when there's like contesting flash mobs. You gotta deal with it, right?
Exactly.
So, with that said, you're going to take a long rest. You're going to gain 950 experience for the entirety of the first block. So,
Fuck yeah.
my hope, and I understand that this is an optimistic hope and desire, and it's very, very misguided for me to be this optimistic, but I am hopeful that the character sheets work in a way that allows you to level your characters right now. That would be great.
Oh, that would be great.
We're going to work through this together. Ideally, you'll be able to level midstream. It's something I hope can happen.
So it says this character is not recommended for a level up as it was created before level up functionality.
Great.
Instead,
So this
you
is
can
what
use
we're
the sheet.
going to do. You have your character sheet, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have created a new one named Jonah. Okay? And I have given you control of it.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't see it yet.
Hold on.
I'm gonna refresh. Oh.
Do we all
Hold
get to
on.
be Jonah?
So it's up at the top. It is outside of the space. So what you need to do, and it's depressing, and because I have to do it tomorrow for the Tuesday group because they had the same problem.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that. Anyway, you're going to take everything that's on your character sheet currently and just transfer it over to the new character sheet.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same with everybody else, but I'm hopeful that some people who are created later will be able to get by this. Does anybody have the same thing popping up on their sheets?
Yep.
You do?
Oh, mine says limitations.
And that was Michael?
Wait, so how many? No. How much experience do we get?
950.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine's
That
still the
was
same
Joe
thing.
who was saying yep?
No, it's Foxen.
Oh, okay. You should also have a sheet up at the top. You do not need to change the name or add a picture. Do not worry about that. Worry about leveling the sheet.
Oh. Okay.
All right. I need one. I need a sheet because it's
Okay.
not working for me. It's probably not going to work for everybody.
Yeah, but
We
you
all
do
need
not need to
character
worry about naming the character at the top or changing the image.
Yeah,
What?
it's all fucked.
It's all fucked. Okay.
Fuck.
Mine just completely reset my character, and it has me on like build a new character now.
Just try that and see if it'll get you to build a third level character. but you don't have
Wait.
your old stuff. No. Hold on. Go to the bottom of the instead of build a new character, click on edit sheet
Yeah.
directly.
Edit sheet direct.
We are 3rd level though, right?
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
I don't see
Well,
one for me.
I don't
I see
have-
Yeah,
Joe, Kevin, and S.
I'm
None
on
of
it,
my
I'm on it.
stats. Yeah, none of my stats are what they are anymore. Like my ability scores.
Yeah, we have to put all that new shit in there. We got to redo it.
Mm.
Redo
Woo.
it.
Everyone take 20 minutes.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
No,
Especially
I've got beats. Once I got the mechanical stuff out of the way, I put Fox in because I can't type good.
Okay, so I can just manage sheet.
We are level 3 though. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
3.
That
Awesome.
is the second time
We could
Sorry,
pick cool
I didn't
shit
hear.
now. I
Oh.
believe.
Kevin,
I think
Joe,
I think you gave me Varric's character sheet because I see disarming glance on here.
Foxum. I didn't give you any. What is happening?
I
You
don't
earned
know. I clicked on it. It's got a sheet.
No,
Yep,
don't
Spawn
edit.
one shot.
Yeah, don't
Spawn
edit.
charlatan.
Don't edit
this.
directly. I didn't give you a copy of yours. You need to rebuild it from scratch. How is that?
Yeah, click out the top, right?
How do you have a character sheet?
I don't know. It's a copy of Varric's.
I didn't copy any sheets. Okay, I'm deleting yours.
I have Varric's.
That
Just
is-
rename it to Varric.
That is absolutely cursed. That is
Got all
so
your shit on
cursed.
it.
I said,
How'd you do it?
I said,
Figure it out. How'd you do that?
I don't want to find out. I just want it to work the way I want it to. You now have a new sheet, Boxing. It should be fine.
All right.
Let me click
And
edit
then
sheet.
Joe, yours was fucked. Yours is there. Kevin, you're good.
I'm working.
Jonah,
on
you're
it.
good. Chad, how's yours working out?
Working on it.
Okay. It is working though on your side. Okay.
Well, we have to re-put in all of our ability scores and everything.
Just
Like
copy
I don't.
everything from one sheet to the other sheet.
You
No,
can
so
do that.
I
You
You
can
just drag it.
copy. Can
If
drag it?
you need a new sheet, if you are on the same sheet, you should have been able to hit edit directly and level it.
So when I hit level up and then it did edit directly, it's reset my entire sheet.
I'm going
Like
through
I have
your sheet.
no abilities. I have no ability scores. I have nothing.
Yeah, I'm having to start over too. That's all right. I can do this.
And I don't have the original stats now, like what they
Uh-oh.
were.
I can get them.
It can be what you think it was, except for probably better than what you think it was, right? That's what it is. Everybody knows that's how it works. All right. Ability score.
Hold on. First things first. Add character. Michael. Sorry, folks. I know this is going to be ruining content moving forward. I am trying to work through some mechanicals, but we're working through them together, and I'm going to make a couple of beat statements regarding the narrative once we get a free second from the cursedness of this.
Give me 1 second before I start trying to edit this character sheet. I'm actually gonna save it into my vault.
Or you can just screen grab it. It's fine too.
Screen grab it.
Okay. So, Michael, you have a new sheet. That's great for you to have. You were a dork and rolled your stats, but they didn't roll out into the open. Perfect.
Oh.
So that isn't going to be as easy. Again, it wasn't your fault. It was the thing's fault. Your wisdom was a 10. I'm basing this off of skill checks that you've made throughout the series, by the way. Your charisma was an 18.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Your charisma was not an 18. That was Kieran.
It was 8.
Yours was 20.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Whoa, I just buffed up. My
Your
strength is 20
intelligence
now.
is a 14. Hold on.
Don't look at that. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
That's
Oh,
fair.
now I want to see it. Now I want to see it.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Your dexterity was a 16. Strength was a 10. Con, based on hit point total, would have been a 14.
Whoa.
And that's everything. Did you get all those?
How did this end up like
Michael?
this?
I am going through now.
Whoa. Sorry. Everything's really like my character is now super awesome.
Wisdom was 10.
I've reached
health
God
was
mode.
15,
You see this super buff but super smart little halfling come down the road.
dex
He's like,
6.
I am super buff.
Intelligence 14.
What was
So,
wisdom
strength
was 10, constitution was what?
Constitution was 14.
And strength was 10?
Yep, and dexterity was 16.
Perfect.
How did this happen here? This is so weird.
I got it.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, this thing is weird. I'm putting in like 2 points of a point buy, and it's like coming up with
No,
strength
don't, no, stop. Do not use character builder. We do not need that. Edit sheet directly. Sorry. Just
Alright,
edit sheet directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
alright,
I mean, you can use the character builder if it lets you use the level up option. That might be easier for you. Go for that. But
yeah, what it's doing.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If it's being goofy, it's probably because there is no Roll20 guide.
Okay, maybe let me try to hit level up here and get this. Turn to sheet. Okay, yeah, that's what it says. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna.
Okay. So regarding a beat, I'm going to take a second here and explain kind of the next kind of phase of the next session. So just so we understand, the game is very episodic. We're not doing everyday life of the characters. I'm not that concerned about, what you do on the regular. Okay. Those beats are fine, but you get your long rest, and we're actually going to be a couple days out from the next time you get a job. Work isn't as fluctually like, I'm in an adventure spending weeks in a dungeon kind of situation. It's more of a rest up on the money we've earned, do what we can to get ready for the next job, and when the next job hits, we do it. Does that make sense to everybody? So we started on day 1, which was Balloon 5.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 3 days past that day. So this would be the day after, day then, and then the third day. It's kind of like the day you're getting the next job. So we're on what would be considered for your group day 4. Okay? And what happens is I would say that this would be something that connects with Valentine.
Okay.
On that day, you are met to come to a place called the Brine Widow, which is a local pub near the water front. That the Scarves have basically instructed you. There's an invitation for jobbers, effectively, to find an advantageous opportunity. The person that you're supposed to be meeting at that location is an individual named Verity Key. I'll post that in the all of the channels of discussion so that everyone knows how it's spelled and understands. It's not just me. It is also official WotC products.
John, before we go down there, I can't remember what the stat was. The one that we changed from a 6 and 9.
It'd be a 15.
15. Okay. And the 9 doesn't change, right?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
You just get an additional +1, so it would be a 10. I think is the one you shifted. So yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Verity Kai, they are waiting for you, according to this Crimson Scarf connection, this drop, effectively.
Mm.
They want to meet with you, or rather, a representative of the Scarves, for an advantageous opportunity. The Scarves think that it's going to be a job that's going to be something for a crew, not a guy. So they want you and your 11th Street gang to be the one that takes charge on this one. Or the guild. Because remember, the guild kind of thinks of you as like still an asset. You're your own thing, but you know, you still have these ties.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll go. I'll invite Moro.
Anyone else or no?
Well, if everyone can come, I'll invite
You can
everyone.
take whoever you want. You're in charge in this one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll take the most trustworthy. It's gonna be Moro and then Varric.
Okay, and I know it's a bit cliche, and we've seen it in movies all the time, especially Miami Connection. I think is one, and there's another film. But you get the letter, you have it, you go back into the common house where you guys stay, not where you because you live in different places, but like where you kind of meet up before going to the pub to dive rather,
Yeah.
and you say you show them the letter. So in reaction to this. Does anybody have any questions for Valentine regarding this contact, or is there anything you want to talk about just on receiving the letter as you build your character sheets? I know.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm having everything's all crazy with my abilities right now. Ability scores.
Understandable. Yeah.
It's plus 53 for my wisdom, so I think I'm doing pretty good with that.
Say plus 53.
No shit, that's what it is. At plus 53. Strength is only 41 though. Yeah, my
So,
wisdom's 117. It's insane.
Nice.
Like I should be able to go in here and change this, but it's
All
not
right.
letting.
did you go to the new character sheet that I made for you?
Yes.
Can you delete mine? Because I just messed around with the old one. It was perfectly fine.
Okay.
Maybe I should.
Like the new one. Delete the new one. Because yeah.
How did you level up? Did you have to go in and manually level shit up, or did you hit that? Because
Yeah.
when you hit the level up stuff, all right, I'll try that then.
Yeah, it just says reselect choices, and then like everything, not everything is there, but the only thing I'm missing is gold. That's it.
Well, yeah, we know why you're missing gold. Because
No,
you throw
I
it
mean-
away. Like,
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure you
You know
just
what
have
I mean?
30.
I mean,
Actually,
you
no.
walked right into that one.
yeah.
No, my gold is still there. It's
Well, it
still
shouldn't be.
no the previous gold that I had on the sheet
You threw
is
it.
still there.
You threw it.
I didn't throw.
You're
all
telling
of
me
it. I
there were
had
3 days and you weren't just throwing gold at random?
no.
That doesn't sound like you.
Okay, I did. I did spend a lot of gold.
Every single day you've roleplayed in this game, you were throwing gold coins.
That's right.
And so,
Fine. I gotta fix it then, because for some I'm gonna
I'm teasing.
take.
Do not
Okay,
keep the clicking
no.
up. I'm just being a turkey.
Okay.
Obviously, turkey time.
You're turkey. Okay.
Turkey time.
Okay, so you're saying everybody's gonna go with you?
No, just Varric and Moro.
Okay,
I'm being selective.
all right. If that's the way you want to go. So, you enter into the space. You would see that this place is not exactly like high class or anything. It's, I mean, it's nice. It's well appointed. The establishment, polished wood, clean tables, clean space. Bit of sand here on like the entryway, but you know, nice enough.
No.
You
Alright,
are
so-
told by the only occupant of the space, Kai.
All right. So just to make sure I got everything right, we got a message from Verity K, who is a part of what exactly?
Got a message from the Checkered Scarves, the Thieves Guild that you're a part of.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And they said this guy, Verity Kai, has a was it advantageous opportunity for you, for someone in the guild. He needs help. No other information was said except that to meet him at the Brine Widow.
Widow. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I understand typing's hard.
It is. I got funky fingers. All right. So Varric and Moro, while we're on the way to this place, or I guess while we're at the front, I'm just gonna be like, so, I got a message to come here to help some Verity guy. Obviously you two are the ones I trust the most, so we here.
Don't worry, you've got this.
Uh,
I'll let you
I'm-
take the lead.
I'm a Trump. All right.
You three enter in. The guy in the bar, the barkeep, you presume, says, "You here for Kai?"
We're here for Kai.
Points to a small little like entry to a hallway that leads towards the back of the place. He says, "Back room." And hanging
All right.
above the hallway door is a tackily like placed life inflation device, like lifesaver like inflation device. Next to that is a set of oars, and then to the left of that is like another just what Andy would call, based on his experience from his trip this weekend, another just what you would expect to be in a beachside location, right? It's just the most bog standard stuff. Some of the chairs are wicker, and all of that. It's just a very simply kind of just stereotypical beachside bar. Entering into the hallway, bit of cool air. Move to a pair of doors. One of the doors is ajar. You can see this appears to be access to some sort of restroom, unisex, and then across from that is a red door, which has in just simple script, back room.
Okay. John, my psionic power die, is it equal to my sneak attack?
Checking. Soul Blade.
God damn it, roll 20. Why are you so fucking piss poor?
Oh, okay. It's D6. It's a D6. Yeah, it's a D6.
It's 2024. Everything got screwed up when 2024 came out. All the
Yeah.
sheets are messed up.
Yeah, I'm assuming they didn't get super advanced copies or anything to kind of get stuff structured. I'm not putting it on Roll20. I'm not putting it on WotC either. I understand.
It's just a D6. I got 3 D6 right now, or 4 D6.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
they wanted to just go ahead and put it out there to where people could start fucking paying for it before it was ready to actually use.
Well, we didn't have to pay for
Fucking
any of this.
hacks.
Yeah, it's.
I'm
we-
level 6.
There was no paying for the character sheets.
I'm
I'm talking
level
about.
Awesome.
I'm talking about the
Awesome.
Roll20 content. Like,
Hell yeah, boys, we made it.
you
We made
can't be level 26. Fix your shit.
I'm trying. You know?
Oh boy, yeah, mine's.
I found out the die. I'm good.
Totally
Okay.
great. So, when you head
yeah,
to the
we
back
go-
room, opening it, inside the Brian Windows back room, it's a well-appointed, polished wood table in the center, paintings of local landscapes and mostly ocean stuff like boats on the sea, and there are wrought iron lanterns in each of the 4 corners of the space. There are platters on the table that are piled with food, and there's a pot of tea steaming in the center of the table. Sitting across from you, at one seat of the table, it looks like it has a total of 7 seats. You see a tiefling with red skin. Turning, you can see that he has cobalt blue eyes, curly white hair. That she has, and she wears her hair in long twists. Some of them kind of dangling off of the black horns that rise from her forehead in kind of tight spirals. She says, "Thank you for accepting my invitation. I'm Verity Kai, and what I'm about to discuss with you requires the utmost secrecy." She gestures for the door to be closed behind you.
I close it
I
with my long arms.
can't stress to you enough how important it is that you speak nothing of what you hear within these 4 walls. If you need to bring anybody else onto the job, she gestures to the empty chairs. I told the operative at the Scarves that I'd be expecting a full team.
It's Copper, Kiernail, and Krungar. Well, there was gonna be 3 others, but
I
I
don't want
want
to
to
talk
give
about
them.
this outside. And I don't want you to talk about it outside of this room either. Job is very,
Oh,
very important to keep the secrecy out. If you'd like, go
good.
ahead, use your call stone and get them out here. And
All
while
right.
you wait, you're more than welcome to enjoy some of this food.
All right. Varric, can you call them?
Or Moro.
Moro, can you call them?
All right, yeah, I'll give him a call.
All right.
How's he saying that? He's like moving to the corner to talk to the people on the call stone. He's like, they should just give me the jobs. They should just give, why are they giving Valentine the job?
Oh, no,
Stop
I
sucking as
don't
a fix.
know.
Stop sucking as a fixer.
I
I
can't help
mean
it.
it. I feel like it's bully Jonah night. I love you. I'm
It
sorry.
really is.
I don't
It's
mean it.
just
So you
straight
call them
up.
out.
Man, I
Copper,
fucking love you, dog.
absolutely the same. I'm sorry if I came up with it. But
Okay.
Varen, sorry, my brain did it dumb. Verity is present with you. You call Moro Krungar, you call Copper, you call Kiernail. Do any of you 3 have any like reason why you wouldn't try to get to the location as quickly as possible?
Nope.
Okay.
That's where boss needs me. That's where I go.
Stumble on in. And I would say it's probably Krungar first, Copper soon after, and Kiernail after deciding what he's going to wear. He heads on it. Once everybody's seated, I'm assuming Moro, Valentine, and Varric. She's not very talkative. She does like weather talk, you know. It's very kind of like small talkian kind of mentality at this stage. But she definitely does kind of push the food. You do your once overs. It doesn't look like it's poisoned. It looks like it's from the front. It looks like it would be just very kind of standard fare. What you'd expect is kind of like breakfast slash kind of like, you know, beach food.
Are we allowed to get some liquor up in here?
Gestures to the teapot. Sorry, unfortunately, it's too early. The Atavian Church doesn't allow liquor to be sold before 12 p.m.
At the mention of the Octavian Church. Ugh.
Good one.
Sorry.
Interesting fact: the state I live in doesn't allow alcohol sales on Sunday before 12 p.m. So
Whack. So yeah, he takes his sips.
okay, of the tea.
Well, gross tea.
Not bad actually. I would say it's probably a Earl Grey-esque.
Yeah, but there's no burn to it.
This is gonna make me forget my life. I wanted to make me feel worse about all my problems I'm storing inside.
God damn it! I'm trying to escape that.
The layers of that. So many layers. And then this character plays a character that does that. He says, or sorry, she says, once everybody's settled in, okay, so this is the group. This situation, it's a bit difficult. Oh, sorry, out of character note. I just remembered something because I was reading ahead a little bit. I do need to cycle back to a point that was handled during the 3 days. The bag was given to you, Moro. The bag of holding that had the egg in it was given to you as a part of the reward, in addition to the coin. So that would have been given to you by her kind of separately. Whether or not you want to keep it, knowing what Kernell has told you about it, is up to you. If you want to sell it fast...
Kiernail didn't tell anybody.
Oh, never mind. You know nothing about the bag of holding. This is a sick bag of holding to have. You know nothing bad about it.
Now, with that being said, there was an option that was provided to me to eliminate the bagman angle. Has that already been handled?
No, you haven't had access to the bag yet.
Okay, like the thing I was trying to do when I put my hands in the bag was handle the bagman angle because Kiernail did not have a means to destroy the egg.
Right, exactly. The Sokar did. and it did. It went for the thing that it felt was the most important of the two available options. And since you are not able to have it split more than that without tearing your elfin body apart.
Interesting.
Yeah. You've seen the picture. You
Okay.
know what this looks like.
Right. Would that particular circumstance change once I get the ability to like find familiar?
It might, but the thing is like you know that the bag of holding is currently being held by Moro. It's wary, and there is a chance of that happening. But based on what you've seen, you're studying it and focusing on it and making sure it's like in the top of your mind as you try to plan an idea of what to do with it. The only thing you know for sure will settle the problem is destroying the bag. If you wish to have a bag of holding and then be able to handle the bag man later, you'll need to be able to kind of be stronger. But yeah, at this point, it's a risk, but it's not a huge one.
The bag man.
You're talking. It's still delaying. Hold on.
Once
Cool.
they hand it off, it's because the Roll20 character sheet is so much of my bandwidth.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
How about now?
Yeah,
Yes.
solid.
Okay, cool. So to foster some level of transparency, if once Moreau receives the bag, because it does have some sort of value that can be garnered from it in one way or another.
Yeah.
He would make sure he'd say, Moreau, like there's something off about this bag. I think it might be touched by an entity known as the Bagman.
Everybody's heard of the Bagman. Very common story in
Okay.
Lavidia. The Bagman is an entity that can come out of any bag of holding and steal people or steal things out of the bag. So you could sell the bag or you can keep the bag.
Well, do you think you'll be able to eventually make it so we can use it?
Perhaps, but I'm still looking into that.
Is it? Do you think it's?
I mean,
safe
if you
to
have any
use?
idea.
It went right to muted again. I think it's the Roll20 sheet. I hate it.
I hate
I'm
it.
sorry.
I'm still working.
Okay, well, then we'll settle it. The point is that you can sell it, Kevin, or you
Yeah.
can hold on to it. The expectation is Kiernel feels like he will be able to fix it, just not yet. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to
Let's
keep
hold
it?
on to it because a bag
Okay.
of holding can be very useful for heists and stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, and if we could use it properly, but if that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So, that was important. Now we're going to the next beat. So she says, "Are you familiar with the Afterlife Casino?"
Are we?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Your
Yeah,
character would be familiar
it's-
with all the casinos.
It's brand new. It's brand new. It's in the North Quarter. You've heard that it's going to be a 13 Gates themed attraction. That's like just on the outskirts of kind of town, just on the northern side, outside of the gates, and it's supposed to be kind of like a very big kind of effectively hell themed casino.
Yeah, I know about that one. That's a brand new one. That's supposed to be big.
Well, the owner, Quentin Togglepocket, he built it using prize money he stole from me, and I'd like you to give him hell more than he seems to be putting on in his shows.
Do you
He's-
want him?
Go ahead.
Do you want him dead or just?
Well, let me finish. He's hosting a tournament there. I want you to steal the Arenas statue he plans to award as a prize, embarrassing him in front of big names at this tournament. I also want you to steal back the 5,000 gold pieces he stole from me. If you bring me the statue and the gold, I'll be waiting for you here. And here. tosses a bag out onto the table. Kieranella, you immediately recognize it as a bag of holding.
God damn.
And she says,
Wait,
It's-
there's a limit on the notes?
"Oh God, I hope that's not true. That's so lame." Oh,
Is there's a limit on the fucking notes?
hold on, new plan.
Yo, what the
Oh,
fuck?
man.
Oh my
We gotta
God.
jump off. We gotta jump off this 2024 stuff until it's
Bruh.
until it's.
Notes.
Bruh.
Dude,
Oh.
it is like this sheet is so slow.
Oh my
I
God.
can't even I
can't
can't
even
even
talk.
see what fucking cantrip.
You can't even talk.
It censors Chad.
I gotta make another fucking campaign notes thing.
No, I got you. I got you.
See.
You're Jonah.
Yeah.
This.
Jonah, in there should be a new subfolder in characters
No.
called notes.
Okay.
Ah.
You can
Thank
open
you.
up that handout. You can just type whatever you want in there.
Alright. Jesus Christ. Okay. I gotta transfer over all the notes that I've written so far. That's so dumb.
I think I'm going to do some revisions this week. I think we can pull it back to the 2014 sheet and use 2024 rules on them.
I don't mind the 2024 rules. It's just
No, we're using
there's gonna-
the 2024 rules are great. The 2024 character sheets are not great.
No, they
We
suck.
do not need the character sheets as they stand. I need to figure out if there's a suitable alternative while they fix those sheets. Until they're right for me.
I
don't
actually
wanna-
like them a lot because it's very like
It's
as sad as it sounds, it's very D&D Beyond esque
Mhm.
and it's simpler.
You know the
than, like,
difference
putting
between
on
these ones and D&D Beyond, though?
What?
D&D Beyond works.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's the difference there. Again, I love Roll20. I hope they get this settled, but we might need to if they don't get stuff kind of settled before.
Oh, that hurts.
The way
Oh,
it's kicking me in my fucking. It's so funny. You're like,
All right.
and then you're just like, haha, it fucking works, but your mouth doesn't move.
All right. So I got everything I wrote so far.
Yeah, love it.
And then last thing, she wanted us to steal 5,000 GP as well as the Aranya statue.
Take back the 5,000 that she put into the place and the Arenya statue and bring them back to her where she stands. Or where she sits. She says that she's going to.
This sucks because I imagine. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do I need to roll an Arcana roll to see if this bag of holding is also associated with the Bagman?
No roll needed. You'll know that it's not associated with the Bagman. This is just a
All
regular
right,
one.
cool.
But
He kind of points at it
hold
and
on.
looks at Moreau and then like nods and gives him like a thumbs up.
But I do want to stress something. Bag of holdings that are in close proximity are also dimensionally close in proximity, which means that if the bagman is aware of this bag of holding, he's also aware of this bag of holding. So
Jesus
just
Christ.
because they're in the same
Oh.
room in material space, the bagman's like, oh, cool.
And then what? Once he forms a connection, it's there forever.
Well, if you get them separated, there might be a benefit there. But yeah,
I mean, he's
Okay,
the bag
cool.
man. He's
So-
everywhere.
Cosmetically, how similar are these?
very different. So the one you got looks sleek and nice and like can be used as kind of like almost like a side pouch. This one's just a big ass sack. It the 25 pounds a bag of holding
Okay.
weighs.
Okay.
This looks like it's supposed to
I want to keep the sleek one.
with the bagman in it, or keep the ugly one that also has no problem.
I want to
Are
keep the sleek one is the one
Are we
without the
going for
bag man.
style, or are we
Style.
going for substance?
Style. 100%.
I'll take the ugly one.
I'll take the pretty one.
Inside the bag of holding, she'll state that there's a map inside that she's roughly drawn. Sounds like this is a very common occurrence here. She says that she drew a handout of the space, and she's expecting you, or group, to enter into the space and rob them of 5,000 gold and the Arenya statue.
All right, let me
So
take
he's
a look.
embarrassed, and she gets her money back.
Oh my god, this is so.
I know
poorly
what my
drawn.
angle is.
You have 48 hours to do so. As in 2 days, the tournament will end, and the statue will depart with the winner.
Okay, so
Well, I
You-
mean, the
you said
statue
it's
we could just muggle. but-
like what kind of a tournament?
Oh, sorry.
What kind of a
Apologies.
tournament is it?
The tournament is a gambling tournament.
Mm.
Oh, like essentially like a poker tournament.
Yeah.
It's right up your alley, Kieran.
It'll probably be,
Curious in there.
it'll probably be three dragon ante, to be completely honest.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
So,
I
unfortunately.
don't know
I
if
have so
that for a
many
fact, 'cause I
ideas.
haven't read
So
ahead.
many
Zero,
ideas.
I
zero
actually-
charisma over here.
I gave you information about the bag that's a little off. Let me make sure I explain the bag of holding, because it does have its own little paragraph here. So, made of purple fabric with red stitching, it is a larger bag than the initial bag you got. It functions exactly identically to a bag of holding in every way except for one. To remove any items from the bag, the holder must say the command word Hyacinth.
And this is to
custom
the-
bag was given to her by a friend, according to her statement, after she won her very first professional tournament. Ironically enough, the tournament where she defeated Quentin, the owner and proprietor. I will post the word in the chats, all of the chats, and I will read the chats here in a second. I do see some texting there. I believe all channels now have the word
Hyacinth?
hyacinth.
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 Yeah.
That's a color, right?
It's a flower,
Okay.
isn't
It's
it?
a flower.
Yeah,
Oh,
flower.
I think it's also a
Oh,
color.
okay.
I'm not
Whoops.
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is technically a color.
Oh, neat.
It's like
I was right.
It's like a pinkish purple.
Nice. All
But
right.
flower would have been more right.
Yeah.
It is the most right state.
Honestly, there's a couple of ways we could do this. I'm thinking. So Moro has he knows people. So could he possibly get a circus, or a troupe in that circus?
Sure.
I think he could. And then for the tournaments, like Chad was saying, he can go on a date with Georgina. Or enter the tournament, whichever one. I don't know.
Wait, did you say you were gonna get a date with Georgina?
No, Kiernell.
Kiernell says he has his in. I don't think he needs
Oh.
help.
No, yeah. His in is either he.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying we get multiple ways in.
Sure. I'm
Yeah.
just saying Kiernell probably has his own way in, so he's not going to be
Oh,
worried.
gotcha. Okay.
Chad
Never
seemed
mind.
very I know how I'm getting in, and
Gotcha.
that kind of stuck with me because it was one of the only comments he said that his lips synced up with. So I'm sorry about the lag.
Honestly,
I am gonna make fun of it because I need to make myself feel better
But
about it.
I
I hate the
think-
technical.
I mean, like the kind of skills you want to bring to a poker table is like
yeah,
persuasion, deception, sleight of hand.
True.
100%.
Yeah.
I think Varric could possibly be one of the employees. If we can get in there early enough,
You have 2 days, and
so we can't.
yeah, the tournament will happen during that time frame, and then it will conclude after 48 hours
Yeah.
from noon today. So that means it'll end at noon in a couple of days. With the winner
And
taking
since we
the
have two
second.
bags of holding,
Mhm.
those could really, really come in handy.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, it could be like, oh, hey, one of us goes for the statue and one of us goes for the gold. we can kind of split up. And like when she says that she wants us to snag, because obviously like the statue is like a very singular object. So, but as far as like stealing the 5,000 gold, is it like a specific 5,000 gold or just 5,000 gold total?
5,000
Like
gold.
5,000 gold.
5,000 gold from
assets.
his coffers, so that he is poor 5,000 and she is richer 5,000.
I mean, if we could take more, that'd be
And I
great.
feel like yeah, so we just got to figure out where they keep the money at. Probably.
It
It's
shows
right
you on the
there,
thing.
where
A vault.
the money sign is.
A vault.
The
Yeah.
double cash signs, that'll be the one.
It's in security. We gotta go past security.
Yep. Or through a wall that's like.
Oh, okay. That's what those scribbles are. I was like, who are those people? Yeah, that's totally.
Now the only issue is getting into the employees
I
only
almost shot
area.
whiskey out of my nose.
Honestly, I could.
Dude, if we've got 48 hours, we could go in on the first day and sort of stake the place out. If we could acquire a security uniform in the process, or
see
if
that.
Kiernel could get like a good look at a security uniform, he might be able to,
Well, do you have any questions for Verity?
using a combination of like his forgery kit and
Is there anyone you got on the inside that likes you more than
No, not really.
this guy?
I do know that your plans of interposing yourself as employees will be a hard one. The casino only employs tieflings.
Shit.
They do this to
Alright.
maintain the aesthetic that they are a part of the 9 hells, or the 13 gates. 9 hells are a thing that's not in this world.
All right.
darn, all the tieflings I know are dead.
Why'd you do it?
All my friends are dead. All right. So so everyone, even security, is a tiefling.
Yeah. I will explain too that the only way to get there and get away from the place is by wooden boats that shuttle visitors and personnel to and from the casino. As you know, the city of Penford does not allow gambling. It is an illegal process in the eyes of Batavians.
Mm.
We're Christians. They're not Christians. So you need to know that the only way you're going to this place is by boat on the coast to a waterfall that spills into the ocean, and then like inside of a cliff face up in the Carthusian locations of the north, near the lighthouse on the northern side of Penford. The employees are tieflings. The employee-only areas have bright green trim and are magically locked. Getting into them might require the characters to obtain an employee pass card, which bypasses the magical locks. Security mirrors. There are security mirrors throughout the space. You'll see them shown with the kind of red little things there. They're all throughout. They project what they reflect onto twin mirrors in the security office. Okay.
Nice.
Magical security cameras.
Magical security cameras. We got magical ARFID. We've got magical stuff. Okay. She says if you were to get caught trying to steal from the casino, security guards will attempt to apprehend you. You'll be taken to the holding cells and kept there until you're visited by Quentin, probably about an hour or so later, when he's not busy.
How tough is Quentin?
He's a gnome. I don't mean that to be
I'll pull him.
offensive, but whatever you just imagined when you thought gnome, that's probably Quentin.
There's a little guy.
Little guy.
Okay.
With snarky attitude.
I'm thinking the garden gnomes with the pointy.
Oh. Is he related
It's my
to
good luck hat from my gambling.
Is he related
Now-
to the famous gnome Krogosler?
Now, I chose you because, just skipping past that, attempted to get a reference bait. Kergother's one of the lords of the council. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, but he has lots of kids.
Yeah, but why would he care about? No, it's like they're all rich. It's fine.
I don't know.
So, if he does detain you, he will try and talk to you and will most likely try to counteroffer you and get my information, where I am and the like.
Mm.
I was told by the Scarves that you are an honorable lot of thieves and that you will accomplish the job as paid for. I'm willing to pay you 100 gold pieces just for the job. However, each.
Oh, all right. All right.
However, if you need anything extra to secure your silence in this matter, I'm willing to pay it. The fact that he does not know where I am is of utmost. And if you give away your honor and I am outed, I will find out about it and I will let the people who I asked to hire you on, I will let them know about that. So whatever that means for you and your structure of circumstance in your gang and with the guild, that's up to you. I will say that the gold coins and the Arenas are in the same place, the vault, noted by the dollar signs.
All right, I have a question.
Okay.
Oh shit! How do I fix this? Won't let me fix it.
Coming from a
God damn it! Ah,
a bodiless voice here.
fucking. There we go.
I don't know
Okay.
what's happening.
So, so like, what do we know? What do we know about the law and things such as seizure of assets?
Oh, of course
It's
gonna be
illegal? Like, or do you mean
It's
like...
illegal.
Oh, you're talking about like the law actually doing law enforcement and seizing assets of others.
Right.
So I guarantee you that if you out them as illegal, you'll be doing more harm to the guild and to your employer here than good. More harm than good. She wants the money, but your presumption is that she has similar establishments and also gambles based on the fact that she said the bag of holding she gave you for holding on to for this mission is...
Yeah, I was just curious if maybe we could frame them for something, and then it would be easier to rob the secure vaults of the law enforcement people.
The issue is that you know that if law enforcement gets involved in this, a connection will... The thing that she said she didn't want you to do when you get captured, she doesn't want you to basically be like, oh yeah, this is where she's located, get her ass too, or get her ass instead of me. What they'll say to the cops is, yeah, I'll scream, it was her, she did it, she's the one who did it. She's just jealous of how cool and rich I am after stealing money from her. So I'm going to get her to come down with me. So understand that, like, the gnome is definitely going to...
Oh, I got you. Even if like regardless of what we frame them for, he's gonna finger her in the process.
Correct.
Oh wait, that sounded. I didn't think about that
Yeah.
before I said it.
Yes.
Abdul,
Yes, he's going to finger her very hard, and it's going to be very...
No, Todd,
like-
I tried to walk it back, and you just made it
Nope.
worse.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
man.
it's gonna be kind of like the waterfall situation, right? It's gonna be
Oh, that just made it worse.
a gambling... I'm so sorry to anyone in the chat.
Oh boy.
I
Oh boy.
apologize. Chad,
he's not. He's lying.
It was Chad.
You
though.
know, don't go chasing waterfalls. Just stick to the
Yeah.
Lakes and
The rivers.
yeah, the
you're
lakes
used
and
to.
the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
certainly not the
So-
way I said it. That's not at all. it.
I got a question for you. Can you just like carry a bucket of paint and paint over those mirrors? I mean, is that going to work? Or are they so magical that doesn't even matter?
They are mirrors, so if you are somehow able to cover the mirrors, they probably will not be. Because again, the best way to think about it, think of magic mirrors, right? You look
Right.
into one mirror, but you're seeing out of another.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's magic, it could be like covering it doesn't work. If she knows that.
No.
No,
It's
it
very
will.
much... Yeah, the mirror is an optical lens.
All right,
I mean,
let's
think
do
about it like
But
a
they will
security
know
camera.
because of the guy in the security booth is gonna be like, "Hey, my camera's off."
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's just like spray painting a security camera.
Yeah,
I gotta,
Black. What the heck?
or what if we could do like where you put the thing up and it basically looks exactly like what they
Take-
were seeing, like has
take
a
the picture.
painting of the back.
Just got a painting.
You know what would be an amazing spell for that? Minor illusion.
That's Jonah's job. Hey, you're tall. Come over here and hold this painting up.
Yeah, hold this painting.
Like if anybody has minor illusion, that would be a perfect spell. You could just put up a minor illusion in front of the mirror of the hallway looking normal.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's a cleric spell. But plus, I haven't been able to
No,
level up my
trickery, I
character.
think.
2024 doesn't work.
Well, what's great about that is I think we're going to stall hard enough and long enough so that we probably won't be doing much in the way of dice rolling for the next 40 minutes. So when I say stall, I mean we're going to role play.
Oh, okay. I love it.
I got
So we
I
shouldn't
got a
have any.
question.
Go ahead.
I did.
Miss Kai, is there anyone in particular aside from this Quentin that you dislike? Maybe I could give him their, address, or if they capture us. Because I have a dumb idea and it may or may not work. But I plan to go to this security room, break out, and then steal what I gotta steal.
I want Quentin to suffer. I have no other people that I have in my crosshairs.
So there's no other people that I could give up if he tries to interrogate us.
If you have an enemy you wish to give them the name of, that's absolutely fine by me. And she
Oh, you know what? I should have gotten those Severias assholes' names.
She'll shrug and she'll pass out a couple of bags. And when you kind of like take those up, she says, I'll pay you 50 gold up front for your silence on this meeting. I know that I've stressed it, but I want to make sure that you understand how much it is worth to me. If you remain silent on this, that will serve as my promise to you that I will do likewise if anything happens in my direction. Additionally, this will also indenture you as someone who I see as trustworthy. So the next time I come to the Scarves again, I may entirely bypass them and reach out to you directly.
Well, I'm doing this job. I am gonna do it.
The amount that I'm going to pay you in addition to that 50 gold I've paid you is going to be 100 gold pieces, as promised. So in net, it'll be 150 gold pieces a person.
Nice.
You can keep my bag if it pleases you. I also have one other object I can grant you, if you think it will help. And she reaches down, and you see her kind of pull off her slippers and then toss them onto the table. Beautiful elvish slippers.
Are they like pumps or heels?
They're boots of elven kind,
Boots of elven kind. Sweet.
she says.
Mm,
Boots of elven kind state that you make no sound because of walking, regardless of the surface that you're moving across. You also have advantage on dexterity skill checks that rely on moving silently. If you are able to secure both items, you can keep both of the items I have given you. If you fail to bring both things that I require and only bring one back, for whatever reason, then you will receive 50 gold pieces as a final payment instead of 100, and you will only receive one of the two items, and that will be the bag of holding. Do we have an understanding?
I mean, yeah, you had me at the 100 gold per person, but you really got my attention now.
I would hope that this matter is handled as quickly as possible, but I understand that planning and plotting is required. It is a 3-dragon ante tournament. I don't know if any of you folks are skilled in that. I don't have a means of securing you a placement, but I'm sure that because of your connections to the Checkered Scarves, you would have no problem securing yourself a seat in that space.
How big is the statue, by the way?
Oh, it's not too big. It's the wingspan's a bit high, so it's kind of wider at the top. If you're not familiar with an Arianius, hold on, let's see if I have a picture of one. that's readily available.
Oh no, I was expecting like a giant.
Well, I
not
just
a
want to make
giant
sure
statue,
you.
but like.
Yeah, sure. A Renyes is basically what you would think of as an angel, right?
Mm.
But instead of being like the stereotypical beautiful like blonde woman with white wings, it's a demonic form of that. So the wings are blackened, and then she is very much like a demonic entity.
I thought it was your
Gotcha.
niece.
Renyes?
I don't know. You're probably
No,
right.
the Arrhenius is that's one of them. I mean, that's the thing you just.
Oh no, I
described,
think
but-
he's just talking about pronunciation. I don't think he's talking about.
Pronunciation.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on, play.
Arenes.
Arenes, you're right.
Arrhenius?
Oh my god! This is twice in one game. What's the time period? Come on, people that are watching.
Flip it.
Check
Flip
the
it, flip
time
it, flip
period.
it. Everybody, it's just
Flip it.
it's just the Discord is filled with fucking posts of goddamn.
You're right,
My
you're
ass
right.
telling Kevin he's right.
Evan was right.
And Kevin's
Holy
like,
fuck.
hey Andy, check it out, look
Yeah.
at me, I'm winning D&D, and
Oh.
he's like, God damn it.
Does
That
anyone
makes
have 3 Dragon Ante as like a proficiency? Because I got playing cards.
Yeah, playing card proficiency is probably like
Yeah.
the one skill I'm lacking.
No, I also have playing cards, but
Playing cards
Nothing
isn't 3 Dragon Ante, it's
specific.
Mm.
Oh, interesting.
Imagine we have some pretty good card games together, though.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, we should probably make that more of a thing that we do in our downtime.
Sure.
So, no, you can still play 3 Dragon Ante if you're not proficient with it. How that works is you'll be making a whatever skill check I'm making. People who are proficient in it will be making it with the addition of the proficiency bonus.
Oh, you get to double up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
good.
just thought of a crazy idea, guys. Okay, listen to this. We take 2 speaking stones and we tape them to the side of somebody's head, and then you like wrap it up so it looks like they're wearing a turban or something, just so you can't see it. But then we set a person across. They tell them what's in their hands. It's like. But you have to whisper because it's like speaking stones. If you yell, they're gonna like.
Or you could just call and hang up on people in Morse code.
True.
So you could have like, instead of having like actual audible audio, hi kitty,
A cute cat.
Cat Bob.
Gotta
Mr.
move.
Baby.
You
The
gotta
soupy
move.
baby.
Your soupy belly is in the way. I cannot see.
I had a cat earlier today that mauled the shit out of my hand and then immediately turned around and demanded I pet them. And I was like, what is your problem?
What?
They knew what they wanted.
Yeah.
They're like, no, not there.
Can we
Here.
see his belly? His chunky belly, his soupy belly.
Dash
That's so cute.
He doesn't want it.
Look at those
The
toesies
soups,
and the chunky
the
belly.
pink bean soups.
What a noble savage.
What an absolute horrendous terrorist.
So we're all on board. We know what the size of the statue is. We know where it's at. And we're gonna steal everything instead of just 5,000 and
Yeah, this sounds
Yeah,
like a win.
obviously, we should
Yeah, the
definitely
win.
try to like steal as much as possible,
100%.
100%.
and
Everything.
If you can go over
maybe
5.
set the place on fire in the way out.
Well, real quick,
We'll
No.
really,
I
we'll
love the
really
sentiment.
make that
I
theme.
love the sentiment, but I do want to make sure you understand. It is set inside of a cavern at a waterfall.
Waterfall.
That's
Yeah,
the
where
cool
there's a
escape
world
route.
where
You
it's
gotta
like-
jump
It's
the
like
waterfall.
her parents died of a fire at sea parks. If anybody gets the reference.
No. You don't burn down a casino. You rob it, then you wait 10 years and you rob it again, right? Or why even wait 10 years? You can wait 5 years. They're gonna have tons of money.
Not
It's
even
like
5 years. You can come back next month.
Yeah,
Get the insurance money.
right. Plus, we don't need to burn things down. We don't want to be
You rob
known as.
it, and you wait, and you rob it again.
Yeah,
They
that's
get
exactly.
more people's money, and then we take the money.
It
Perfect.
becomes a thing.
After the second
Robbing.
time, I think they'd catch wise, but
Just robbing them
Probably.
over and over and over again.
that's what's the great thing about being an elf. You can just wait them out. They'll
true.
forget eventually.
I mean,
Okay.
there's also a non-zero chance that Banar spends the entire time working, but really he's just like getting drunk and hanging out in the spa. He's like, I've got eyes on him. No, he's got like cucumbers.
Nice.
So if you would like, you can scout the casino and kind of get your connect there. Because keep in mind, you do have an easy connect through the scarves. The scarves will allow you access to the location.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so
I do.
we have 48 hours before we have to. I'm sorry. So it's like we have to have the job completed within 48 hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you have time,
Okay.
but not a shit ton. And then what
That's
I was
fine.
going to say
do-
too is you can disguise yourself as a tiefling. That is an option. There's also a magical means of disguising yourself, but you could just genuinely get a disguise kit and like.
Wait.
Actually, in hindsight, maybe not. It's just. Are we doing red
It's for
phase?
sale.
Are we doing red
Oh,
phase?
the red face.
Come on, red
You
face.
just glue some
Let's be
horns on his
honest,
head.
dude.
It's fine.
Wait. You just take
Hey,
toilet paper
we've all-
rolls and you put them up
We've
there, and
all
then you like
seen,
quench them down at the top
We've all
and paint
seen.
them.
we've all
Yeah.
seen the D&D movie.
Oh
That
yeah,
tiefling was not red.
yeah. That's true. So yeah, being a tiefling, yeah, you could probably just get horns or find some other means of like deceiving that you are infernal / fiendish born.
All right. I need to find a goat.
Absolutely, you can find goat horns or other horns in the marketplace. No problem.
Is there any way we could get in contact with the checkered scarves to see like who's their like not biggest competitor, but like second biggest competitor right now that we could give up if we get you know,
Not that anyone would
grab
believe you,
shit.
because their biggest competitor is the Bandit King, and the Bandit King doesn't care.
No, second biggest.
No,
Second.
there's nobody else. It's the Bandit
There's
King
no-
and the Fellhoods. These are the only two factions that exist.
Fuck.
And the Bandit King, basically, like, think of Lavidia as, so you're like in the south middle, right? Which
Yeah.
is like right kind of like near the bottom portion. Beneath you, there's like 3 more districts, right? Then there's a bridge. And that bridge is not like a bridge, like a regular ass, just like, oh, a hop and a skip. It's basically a fortified dwarvish bridge, which shows up on the map, right, as like a land feature. It's like a mile wide and goes straight across a massive waterway. There used to be a town on that bridge. Now there's a bandit camp. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Fair
He-
enough.
he's-
Fair enough.
The only way you get out of the south side of the city is to the Bandit King. If you want to leave out the gates to the the Ionian Fields and the like, great. We had a whole campaign about them trying to make it so that the bridge wasn't the only way out. Like, they had to sneak through the Bandit King's camp as the very first thing they did in the campaign, just so they could get out in the world and stop a siege that was happening on the city. So
Fair enough. All right. Yet.
there are no rubes, unfortunately. Now you could name somebody you don't like if you're like Alda, the museum owner, or whoever your villains are at current.
I just
Betsy.
I might name.
You could be like, it's
Alda.
him, and point at Mora. What?
So like,
He's
yeah,
the
if we do get nabbed, I'm definitely gonna just throw out Alda's name.
Mora included. Okay, I'll notate that.
Alda. Alda wanted us to do it.
Okay.
She
Okay.
wanted some money back after she lost her egg.
You said Alda's name. I thought you said Alda name.
No,
Yeah,
no.
All
I'm
the
pretty
names.
sure.
Alda.
He's gonna squeal. You can't squeal.
All the
I'm
names.
pretty
Everyone.
sure-
But
I'm pretty sure John gave me that out at the museum just so he wouldn't have to put up with like my rambling bullshit.
well, if once you made that decision, I'll give you a look behind the screen here. I was going to say I'm going to go ahead and give you an extra character sheet just in case, and then we would have had the discussion that would have followed.
Oh, like the actual actual discussion with like the
In
several
character,
Rise
yeah.
guys.
And
Yeah.
it could have been bad.
Yeah, and
I
it would have
spent
been.
all week thinking of that conversation.
But
So important.
she was
question.
very tilted, so it probably wouldn't have gone great. That's it.
Important question.
That's fair.
Who's taking the slippers?
No, that's an afterwards, right? Or can we use?
No,
them?
she's giving
She's
it to us
giving them
now.
to you now. She says you can use those for the mission. If you come back with both of the things I've requested, 5,000 gold pieces, I almost said eddies, 5,000 gold pieces, and the statue, you can keep both of the magic items, and she'll pay you 100 gold pieces on top of the 150 she's already given you. But if you only come back with the statue or the coin, for whatever reason, she's going to take the boots back, and you're only getting 50 more on top of the 50 you already have. Do you understand?
Yep. I'm thinking of what a snake would look like with boots. There we go. Here it is.
A snake is snake.
Well, I can tell you what
Snake
a
with boots.
snake with 100 mage hands would look like.
So it just boosts sneak, right? That's the main thing.
Related
you
to
sneaky.
sound, yeah.
Okay.
So sneaky people are like Sebastian or
So-
well,
There are
actually, Copper.
There are
Pretty
two
sneaky,
schools
I
of
think.
thought regarding these kinds of magic items. You can utilize them to make the person who is already the best at it even better. Or you can give them to the person who is the absolute worst at this so that they are at least slightly good. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So it seems like Sebastian or Valentine is probably the best, right?
That's a fair assessment.
And
Duh.
what if we gave them to Varric so they can operate together, and like both be sneaky?
Barrick's kind of stealthy already, I believe.
But are you stealthy enough to keep up?
Plus
with...
5? Right, Michael?
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it should be +5.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Like it wouldn't do any good to give them to Moro, so probably somebody else might.
Morrow's
be better.
already pretty sneaky. Copper is not super sneaky, I don't believe. Is that fair to say, Foxen?
Raise +2.
But he
15
can-
days.
He can turn into an animal. though.
Cast pass without a trace.
And what was that, Krungar?
What about Krungar? Maybe give him to
I didn't.
Krungar.
I didn't say anything, but I'm.
So the
oh,
big giant orc was probably.
I'm big and loud.
Yeah, that is 100% accurate.
And Kurnell is a much bigger fan of hiding in plain sight.
I mean, I'll take them. So it can be super duper sneaky.
I mean, it seems like Valentine is the character that is playing like the most straight with who they are as a character on paper. I mean, it's, Valentine seems to be the one that's like the most straight up. I'm a rogue doing rogue shit.
True.
So, I mean,
I'll steal.
that, totally makes sense. There's only, I only imagine there's probably only like a handful of magic items that Kurnell as a character would be genuinely interested in. And that would mostly be for like narrative/lore reasons.
Out of Disguise would probably.
I loved that thing so much.
Yeah.
I'm adding them to my character sheet
Okay,
because we sneaky deaky.
that's it. You're the sneakiest.
Super
of the
duper
sneakies.
sneaky.
We do beat up.
Kurnell might want one of those bags of
The
gold.
non-bag or the non-bag man or the yes bag man?
That's a tough question. Probably. I mean, for now, for the moment, I guess he's content to let whoever has them hold on to them. And I guess once we get actually more involved with like the planning of the actual heist or whatever.
Well, Morrow has one.
Well, I think in the long term, those bags of holding are probably going to be changing hands a lot.
Yeah. I think they're more
Depending on
party
who's
group
doing what.
stuff.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I think. Yeah.
who has them is
Yeah,
the important
so-
thing. So Moro has the bagman one, and then who has the
Right.
non-bagman?
Right, and Kiernel has already like made him aware of the sort of risks inherent with that particular item, and they are, I guess, collectively working on a solution.
So narratively, Moro, like as Valentine's given the purple bag, passes it over, since he's taking the slippers, right? You have 2 bags of holding. Do you want to just hand the cursed one to Kiernel, or do you want to hand the non-cursed one to Kiernel?
Yeah, I'll hand the cursed one to Kiernel, hoping that he could like deal with it better.
Yeah, you hold on to this and deal with this better than I would. Got it.
Yeah.
That
You
makes
can
narrative
hold-
sense to me. Are you okay with
yeah.
receiving it?
A quick question:
Yeah.
does the bagman breathe air?
You don't know. You never met him.
Well, I mean, I'm just curious if that would be something that was
No.
within the. In which case, I'd just be like, I'm gonna fucking.
I
fill
mean,
this
it comes
bag
out
up
of
with
dimensional
water.
space. Probably not.
Yeah.
Like fill this
He
whole
sucks the
fucking
air
bag
out
up
of
with
water.
water.
He
and
lives in a
decides-
bag of holding. You think he breathes air?
So,
If he shows
fun fact.
up, I just fucking duct tape it. And
Fun
throw it
fact.
around.
I'm not even going to require an Arcana check because I just love talking about this thing every time I get a chance to. So the bagman doesn't live inside of a bag of holding. He lives inside of a space that
No.
exists between all bag of holding dimensions, okay? Bag of holding dimensions exist inside of a rift in the astral plane that is actually connected to the material plane. So if you started pouring, this is funny as hell to me, if you started pouring water into the bag of holding, right? While there was a bag of holding in the same house, it could very well be the case that the bagman just goes, open this bag of holding's bottom, turns that upside down, and then fuses the 2 connections so that you're pouring the water out of Moro's bag.
Some Looney Tunes bullshit over
Well,
here.
my
Moro's bag starts shaking. He
panic
opens it.
button
And shot the
idea
water.
is that if the bag.
Go ahead, Chad.
Kiernel's like panic button idea is that if the bagman like spontaneously appears, he's just gonna slam dunk that shit into the other bag of holding.
Well, I wasn't planning on running a Spelljammer game, but if we do it in the Astral Sea, fuck it, let's roll.
I'm just saying, this is
Well,
like
Hold
the
on.
fuck it we ball.
I gotta talk to an audience member. Elizabeth, what the fuck is it with Sunday parties trying to fucking do a goddamn storm bomb? I don't understand.
I'm just saying,
A Blackmore bomb
like
every
plans,
time.
contingencies.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, a thing you can do. It's a Sunday tradition now. It's a Sunday tradition. Blackmore bomb, always. Let's go. For those who not.
And I guess on the there's like a non-zero chance that if the bagman shows up, Kiernel might try to make a deal with him. So I guess he's more than happy out of just a sense of.
Don't take me. Take anyone else.
Yeah. You get power that way.
It's like, actually, why don't you just, like, let's just cut a deal and maybe I'll do some work for you on the side. I'm sure my boss won't mind.
Yeah, we might switch patrons. Who knows?
I'll keep giving this bag to random people, and you can take them. Instead.
What's one mortal soul shared between peers?
Okay. So, any questions for her regarding the heist as it stands? We got about 15 or so minutes. So I just want to kind of focus us in on what's the next steps and where we're going forward.
I think we should be okay.
We're gonna have to talk about what we want to do. Like, it's gonna take, I think, a pretty elaborate plan. Unless, we can't go in there just like, even sneaking in there. How are we gonna get out?
You can just go in as patrons. You do not have to go in there as anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be the best way to go in there, obviously, right?
Like my idea is to like in that time that it takes shit, what was his name? Quentin to get to the Valentine wants to get arrested or security or held, whatever, in the security. like in that time that it takes Quentin to get to the security, he wants to go, like break out, steal everything, and then just leave. It sounds
Yeah.
simple, but we'll find out if it happens that way or not.
Okay.
I mean, you could get arrested, just act super drunk. So they're like, we'll put him in the holding cell. He's out of it.
So
Put him in the drunk tank.
wait, what? Explain your plan again. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
So,
that was just an idea.
Valentine,
Not a plan.
Valentine's gonna steal in front of the camera, like he's gonna cheat at the games or
Okay.
just rob people,
So you can
get
get an eye
arrested.
on the back room and hopefully be able to get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We could. Okay. How about this?
So we have to break him
Here's
out
an
of
idea.
out of jail and do the rest of the heist.
I can break
So,
myself out.
We should find out if they are capable of storing things in the vault on behalf of patrons.
No, it's not the
Oh.
purpose of it. You would know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely all of Quentin's cash is in the vault.
Okay. I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
certain high rollers had special privileges or whatever.
Nope. Take your money
Like,
and
hey,
leave.
could you hold on to the
How many
It also-
wild shapes do you have, Copper?
I get 2 per day.
Because you could
I
like
give him a spell slot to get 1 back. So
we could give you like the good bag of holding, so stuff doesn't get eaten, and you could transform into a whatever, and then you could sneak in there and then untransform and then
That's
fill up
actually not a
the
bad
bags.
idea.
Fill up the bags with all
Ooh.
the shit. Just keep pouring it in there, and then transfer back into an animal
a
and
really-
escape. That's not a
He
bad
could-
idea.
That's a really
He
good
could
idea.
turn into a worm and
Well,
then
no.
just sneak through all the doors.
No. The thought process there was good. So yeah, like you basically are going to have this animal on you. That
yeah, I was thinking like turn into like a little lizard beyond Jonah's leg when he gets arrested.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
drop
like-
down, break him out. We can both go to the vault.
because all the gear will fuse back
Stick him to a
him.
point. It's gonna.
Yeah, that's
Right.
smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's a
Right.
good plan.
That
It's like,
might-
oh,
that
we're
might
gonna
work.
lose some money to the casino, and then they take it back to the vault. There's a worm attached to that gold.
Worm attached.
a worm.
But
Fucking worm.
As the
Yeah,
chat has
yeah.
asked, would you still love him if he were a worm?
I would. My
Oh my
little
God.
baby boy.
How about you, Michael? Do you have any thoughts on like what you want to do in the lead up? Do you have any ideas on like breaching security that haven't already been kind of brought up or something to expand upon?
No, I think I'm good with the plan as it stands, kind of. Just gonna be there for support,
Okay,
whether it be a distraction or something.
gotcha. I mean, are you of a gambling mind? Do you want to try and get into the tournament, or is that like outside of you? You know that like charisma is probably one of the more noted skills that or abilities rather that are going to be required for gambling. And as
I
one of
wouldn't.
two people who are really good at it,
I wouldn't want to be in the actual tournament, but I could basically just be around, kind of playing some of the games.
gotcha.
There is a route we haven't taken yet.
What's
About
that?
the circus.
Circus.
Yeah, I feel like we should get someone in there via the circus. At least one person.
Yeah,
See,
that's not bad.
I don't know much about it. I just know that they're there and they.
'Cause look at the circus print. It has animals.
Mhm.
So if we can get I don't know how long Wild Shape lasts, but like I do like the fact that he'd be a lizard on my leg or something and then get arrested. But we could also do Copper being one of the circus animals, like, getting out of his cage and then just walking down into, the employee, then security, and then, up to the thing. Just as like a backup. If the lizard on the leg thing
So-
doesn't work.
So do we want to do like
The lizard on the
So do we want to do like an initial like intelligence gathering visit to the afterlife,
100%.
or do we want to just go right into the heist?
It's good to go there first.
Well, I mean, last
I
time it
think-
was pretty much the same thing. The intelligence gathering, going right into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then as far as the intelligence gathering goes, Kiernel is definitely going to reach out to
Reach out to who?
I will Georgina.
Oh, okay. You call her.
Well, I mean, I'm as far as exactly what he's gonna say, I'll get to that. We only have about 10 more minutes left.
Sure, you call her. And
yeah.
the ring doesn't go through. Over the course of like the next few, like, dozens or so minutes, your attempts in this afternoon section of 3 days after the casino event, or sorry, the museum event, she's not picking up. It's not that it's terminated. It's just that she's not picking up for whatever reason. Like, she may not be near her stone or something.
He probably would have like initially reached out to her much sooner. I didn't realize it was like a 3-day gap there. I mean, it didn't really come up because we kind of got this sidetracked by the fucking character sheet stuff. Yeah, he probably would have tried to reach out to her several times. She seemed very influential as far as a having like some sort of useful person on hand. She's definitely seemed like that, and it seemed like there was a certain amount of like chemistry between Bainar and Georgina. So he he would reach out to her early and then reach out to her often.
So I would say that during the days before this point, like that you would have contacted her before, she'll say, "Hi, now's not a good time. I'm kind of a bit busy. We're dealing with some matters here. I do want to get together with you at some point. I'll reach out to you." And then when you reach out to her for this, trying to see if you can't secure something, there's no answer. So your presumption is that something's happening in her life that's causing her to kind of move a bit. And whether or not you want to ingratiate yourself in her life to the point where you're getting involved in that is up to you moving forward. It will not be an issue currently because she's not contacting you and you're not sure she's going to be able to be reached to help with this plot.
After, I imagine, like, if there would be, I would say after like, I guess like 3 consecutive instances of her not answering, he would call her.
So today is the day where she's not answering. Every time before that would have been, I'm busy. Or, honestly, if you're calling a lot, she's probably just not going to answer anymore. She might remove you from her
No, it's not going
calls.
to be like blowing her up.
Okay, I was about to say, dude.
But there would there's one thing that he would want to communicate to her in the interim that is separate from this afterlife business.
Which is?
And that is, I know who has the egg.
She, again, would kind of insinuate that she is very, very busy. Your presumption is that they, whoever they may be, seem to be beyond that point. She doesn't really allude to, or she doesn't really state that point blank, but she kind of like seems to kind of push that comment aside. Like, I don't care.
Okay, totally fine.
And I will actually say the time after you call her that time, that's when you actually get the I am disconnected from you. Like, she's not picking up your calls anymore. Like, she's removed you from her call stone.
Oh,
damn, brother got ghosted.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, big difference between not answering and you are now blocked.
Yes.
Okay, fine. That's, I mean, I was just gonna absolutely use
Chad's like, not the first time for me, man. Move on. This next one.
I was really hoping to have a socialite asset.
Sure. Again, I will say that in hindsight, thinking about it, you're probably of a mind that you saying that to her probably denoted that she would have gone to someone else with it to see if there was a play on that, and she probably would have been told to ignore you because of your history. Okay, so
that's fine.
Inside of the space here.
Also, it's worth noting that nobody ever told me that it was an egg.
Right.
As far as they knew, Bainar thought it was a stone.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that when you say what you say, she kind of like ends the call with you, not abruptly, but like will end the call with you. Your assumption in your mind is that she probably went to someone more powerful in the cult, and they said, "Do not communicate with this individual anymore. Stop." So
Okay.
you know how cults work, right? It's like, "Oh, I really like this person. I don't think they're worth bringing into the church. So you can't talk to them anymore. Ignore your family. Kick everybody out." My man's like, "I'm trying to
Okay.
get this cult."
I really wanted to like ingratiate myself into a cult and
Understood.
then fucking tear it apart from the inside.
But yeah, the angle was definitely not the right one for that. So with that being said, after the meeting with her, there was some communication as to wishing to go to the location and get um, some surveillance, some on the ground like information as to what's going on. Okay, perfect. She'll check in with the checkered scarves, and they'll get you set up with a boat trip out there. It is a small fee for you to get into the space, but once you access the space, you're there for any event. You have access to the space, so it'll be 5 gold pieces to enter the space, and that will be return trips on boats and access to the gambling, the casino, writ large.
All right. I'll pay 5.
Anybody else?
Now, are we paying the checkered scarves, or are we paying the casino guys?
The scarves are taking the money and giving it to the people that they're dropping you off with. Because remember, it's
Okay.
boat to them, drop off.
Gotcha. All right. So then, yeah, I'll just do the 5. Okay.
Okay,
5 gold, you said?
5 gold apiece.
Okay. Could you set me up with a earlier character sheet after this game, and then
Yeah,
like
we're
any
gonna do
improvements?
some magical stuff with character sheets
Magical
between
stuff.
now and next
Yeah,
Sunday.
I don't really. I mean, if we're like moving into the sort of like intelligence gathering stage, I don't really want to. I don't really want to engage with that until we get these character sheets.
100%.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I did, and I just want to make sure you understand, I just stalled. Is what happened masterfully. I think I should actually get commendations
No,
for how
you don't get to
masterfully
say that.
I
You
stalled.
don't get to say that.
I
We
do. I get to pat myself on the back, which is currently
Nope.
just void space right now.
Wait, did you
and
say
that's
cat
fine.
yourself on the back?
I can
I mean,
cat,
look,
if I
cat
wanted
yourself
if you
to.
on
get
the
to
back?
pat, if you get to pat yourself
I
on the
can
back,
pat
I get to
myself
give
on the back
myself
if I want to.
inspiration.
I can just pat myself on the back if I want. I'm sorry. Well, you get inspiration. Is that what you said, Chad?
Yeah,
You know
I mean,
what?
if you get to pat yourself on the back, I get to give myself inspiration.
That's not how it works. Because guess what? I'm the dungeon master, so I give myself inspiration on all rolls made against Chad.
Oh man.
JK, you can have inspiration, and just the one time. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and edit here. We will. Oh, they came in a second too late. They're like, "Damn it, give him inspiration in the chat." You got it, Chad. You get it. It's fine. But I'm gonna try and sort out the problems with the character sheets. Oh wait, no. No to the Chad Netflix inspiration. John inspiration. So they want me to have inspiration versus. That's kind of harsh, guys. He gets the inspiration. Leave Chad alone. He did great. He made me put my cat on my shoulder.
Kiernell just got dumped.
He's sad about me picking him up, and so now he's laying on the clean pea pad.
Yeah, so like all the characters now in the compendium are Michael, Rorik, Kevin, and Joe.
Yep, we're gonna fix it. And by we I mean me. At some point later this week, I have to. So tomorrow I'm fixing the Tuesday game sheets, and then Wednesday I have a time set aside to fix the Friday game sheets before next session. So
Well, John, I'll give you this for free. I've got nothing better to do, so if you need some help, I'm happy to do so.
I'll let you know. Okay, well that's going to be it for the session. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll see you next Sunday for Streets of Lavidia session number 4 and heist number 2. See you then.
And 2 and 2.